I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we are
What?
we are live, I think.
How long did it take you to run that up real quick?
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
this is some new software. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's working. Let me just check my end here. Make sure we're live. Okay, yeah. We're live.
Kind of sounded like the beginning of Thriller. At the very
Sound like an
beginning.
80s, like an 80s event. What are you drinking, Kelly? Water.
Margarita.
Oh my God! Oh, he loves his margarita.
Whoa.
Oh, internal chat. I can't see nobody
What's
chatting.
going on here?
Wait,
Yeah,
there ain't no
neither.
chatting.
Yeah, what's up with the no chatting? Oh, there's something. Okay.
Mm.
All right. So guys, welcome back to another home theater hangout with the crew here.
What's
I think
up?
Zach is supposed to pop on at some point in time. I think Gene may or may not pop on at some
Hello,
point in time.
YouTube.
And then
What's up?
Matt's kids are up late tonight, so I don't know. But anyways, what do you guys got going on? Kellen, what's new? You guys have popped off some like a video a day for fucking every day for the past week or so.
Yeah, no, Zach's been hard at it. I've been working the sales floor. I haven't created too much content lately. I've got a 2-channel setup that currently working on in my office area. So getting some acoustics in for that. Waiting for the new Samsung OLED to come out, 65-inch, so I can put that up here. And have some speakers that we brought on board this week, but can't quite say who. So time will tell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Does it start with a K? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Klipsch?
No. Mm-mm.
That clip shit is dope.
Yeah.
It is. They got some new
Orange,
subwoofers.
baby.
Did you guys get those in?
The new
No.
stuff.
Mm-mm.
Or are you going to
No,
get
jury's
them
still out on those, I think. I mean, they look nicer. I'll give them that. They definitely look nicer.
in? What's the
But
step down below MDF?
You
Just DF?
below MDF cardboard.
yeah, particle board.
Triple reinforced fiber cardboard. Will hit 32 hertz. Ceremetallic.
I gotta see them. I mean, they look nice. Got the the Ceremetallic.
Dude, their
Orange
subs
chrome.
rock. I mean, they never played real low, but they've always been.
You say they sound like they have a rock in them? Is that what you said?
No. Don't put words in my mouth, will you? Oh, dude, I'm not.
No, I mean nothing against clips.
Nothing.
For the money, dollar for tit for tat, customer service, SVS. I mean, it's tough to beat them.
It's
Really?
tough to beat.
Yeah.
It's really tough to beat them. I mean, I'm a snob and I'm a subwoofer. I'm the bishop of bass. I tell you, I'm a subwoofer snob, and it's hard to beat SVS for the money.
Was there an issue with the Klipsch amplifiers in their subs that you heard of?
About 4 years ago when we were doing a lot of them, just because they were
Blades.
cheap. Yeah, I mean it was never replacing the amp. They were just sending new subs to the customers. But yeah,
I mean, I've
a
had
lot of them
SVS amps go
die
bad.
out.
My PV16s, they went bad. They just sent out some amps. Pretty easy to fix. It was just like 4 screws and
Yeah.
a plug. I got Zach sent me in the Denon A1H. I put the little post up on the community tab. I've been listening to that in 2-channel mode for the past few days, and I don't want to give too much away, but I personally think it sounds better than the amp 10, the
What
Marantz 10,
what sounds better?
the A1H, the Danon.
So
Heavy
so
as hell
It's
too. It was like 70 pounds.
and
It was like 70
it's
pounds.
what $500 cheaper. I think the Amp 10 is 7 grand retail, and the Denon 6500 retail. So
Yeah. Plus you got to buy the preamp for the Marantz, which is another
right,
7 grand.
yeah,
So you're like at
definitely.
14.
so should we put a disclaimer on this? This is all in jest. If you send your theater in, we dog on it. Don't be a bitch. That's
You
cool.
dude. I think I lost some subscribers because I think people took it seriously. I noticed my subscriber count went down. I was like, damn, because you can check your analytics, and it was like,
Go in your
beep. I was like,
go into your home
damn, you
theater
guys.
database.
Yeah, we'll give the disclaimer before we get into
What
it here.
TVs are you guys excited for? I'm excited for the new Samsung OLEDs, and those will be pushed out to Sony, and then Sony will work their magic. So yeah, the new Sony and Samsung OLEDs will be
Yeah.
what I'm
T-
looking at this year.
TVs don't excite me, dude. Sorry. You're more of a
Yeah,
video guy than me. They all
they
look
only
pretty
excite
damn
me
good. They all look pretty good, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
once they get to
Very
100 inches, like affordable 100 inches. That's when
yeah,
I get
affordable
excited.
100 inches excite me.
the
120
TLC was it or the TCL 98 inch? I don't know how much that is, but
micro LEDs excite me. Once you experience a room with a micro LED in it, a big one, you'll throw rocks at projectors. I'm telling you. And I saw it. I went to the guy who was Youth Man did one of his little theater visits with him. He's here in Tampa. His name's Casey. Super cool dude. That dude had, I think at JVC 9,000 was it? With a
NX9,
Paladin, huh? Yeah, he's bought
NX9.
from you, and yeah, dude, his video was awesome. His theater was really great. Super cool dude as well. But
Yeah, what do you have in there? A mini LED, micro LED.
no, he had a 235-1 Stewart with a JVC 9,000 with a Paladin anamorphic lens on it. It was really cool.
Did you have a MadVR Envy?
He did not. Mm-mm, he did
He's
not.
he's
Thinking
going
about
to
buying
get one.
He's thinking
He's
about buying
going
one.
to get one.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. Him and his wife
He
both. They're,
sucks.
they're great people.
Yep.
Your projector sucks if you don't have a MadVR Envy.
Shut up, Shane.
Well, I'm just saying. I thought my NZA was awesome until I
Come
put the
on,
Envy on. I
man.
was like, oh my god, how good
Yeah,
is
I
this
didn't
thing
think
looking?
it was as big of a deal as it was, but I've been watching Last of Us without the Mad VR, and I'm like, man, it
Yeah,
just seems so much darker.
yeah. Well, there's just like all these textures, just textures everywhere. I was just like, well, holy shit! Like the wrinkles and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not there without the Envy, but it's there with the Envy. It's like almost like you don't. I guess if you have never experienced it, you don't. You're just used to seeing what you're used to seeing. Once you put the Envy in there, you go back to watch your whatever you've watched. It's different. Like there's so much more detail that you've just been missing all this time. It's so weird, very weird.
Yeah. I was watching the UFC fight this past weekend, and of course, you have my Mad VR right now, but yeah, it was the
I'm
upscaling
getting
is
it back.
something I think a lot of people don't
Yeah,
talk about, especially for content that's not 4K or on Kaleidoscape or from a disc. Um, yeah, watching just normal TV, it definitely looks a ton better through a Mad VR.
I was watching after we hooked up the 3D. I mean, I watched Avatar again, not the whole thing, but I was like, wow. I said this looks like 4K 3D. Plus, you can tweak it a little bit to give it a little bit.
Cool.
You can do the upscaling, a little bit of sharpness, get rid of some halos, and I was like, damn, this looks really good.
Did Ryan kind of do a little preset configuration for you
Nah, I did it myself.
to
Oh
taste?
man, I need no help. I need no help.
Ryan's a good
Uh,
dude.
yes, very nice man. MadVR Envy Extreme is the real deal. Expensive boy. That's all I know. Is laser TV dead? Short throw projectors. No, they're not dead. They're still very popular.
Yeah, they're
I mean, you
just
guys sell a bunch, right?
yeah. Sold an Epson LS 800 today. So yeah, I think they're just now getting to where I think a couple years ago maybe they weren't the greatest, but I think the technology is advancing rather quickly on those. And yeah, you can
Yeah,
get a
those
you can get a. I think the screen is honestly more important than the projector on those short throws.
I
Wow.
reviewed that little cheapy JM Go thing today, which uses the little 0.47 DLP chip. And those they're fairly cheap. They're like 2 grand, $1,500, but they look really good for the price for $2,000. And they're super bright too. It says 4,000 lumens. I don't think it's 4,000 lumens, but it's pretty fucking bright. I mean, it's just as bright as my JVC, at least. And they're fairly crisp. The DLP's got a specific look to it. A digitally clean look, which I like. But it doesn't resolve the full 4K resolution. But for the price, man, killer. Which all these ultra short throws are basically based on the same chip. They just put them in different form factors. Like the BenQ and the Optoma and Xiaomi, they're like all the same projector.
Oh, you can answer that one. Shane.
Storm audio
Trinov.
versus Trinov. Are there functions that one have that the others don't? Are there one that rules them all? Well, I mean,
They're
when did the
both
Trinov
good.
come out? Yeah, they're both good. I mean, but the
Great,
Trinov
both
did come out in like
great.
2015. So it's been on the same chassis since 2015. It's been upgraded continuously till now. I don't know how many iterations of Storm audio processors have been out, but I know there have been several. So, I mean, if you were to buy one of the earlier ones, chances are you've bought it, you sold it at a loss to get the new version. You probably bought that one, sold it at a loss to get this newer version that just came out. Whereas if you were an original buyer, you're on a platform that's been continuously upgraded. So
And
you're not,
arguably still the best.
yeah, and still the
Yeah.
best.
I mean, depends on your application. I think Trinov has features nobody has, especially for you're trying to run active speakers and do crossovers and various things. I think the Trinov's definitely the kingpin.
Storm does have a digital only processor that's made specifically to feed active speakers. So that one,
It's very good. Storm's very. I've listened to it
Yeah.
a lot. It's phenomenal product. I mean, you can't really go
Yeah,
wrong
Gene's got
with
one.
one. It's
Gene just
great.
got the second gen one, I believe, right?
I don't think he did. Oh, you mean the one he has now?
Yeah, the one he has now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. He hasn't received anything recently.
Yeah. See, that would suck because he just got that like 2 years ago. But now they have this other one that just came out that looks way cooler. So it's like, dude, come on, now you got to buy another one. That's not cheap either. It was like 24 grand. I mean, my money's on Trinov, of course, obviously.
expensive toys.
Yep. Do you guys
My-
carry Storm or no?
My verdict's still out on all these products we're talking about to see how reliable they are.
My
Reliability.
Trinov has been very reliable. I'll say
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah.
I've had hardly
That
any
fills
issues
my
at all.
heart.
The only thing I hate about Trinov is that stupid, and I know it's like a hardware limitation, but that like 3-second delay for movie starts.
Yeah,
It's the only thing I hate about it.
where it's got to find the correct audio format that's feeding in.
Kind of like
Yeah.
music on Apple TV. It's playing. You don't hear anything for a few seconds.
Is that what it does?
If you play it,
I've
yeah.
never used it in my home theater at least.
I just use it for spatial audio.
Well, that may be your
Um,
NAD searching for it though.
No, it's not the NAD. It's in a different.
It's not.
So the bass correction video, we're doing the live stream not this Friday, but next Friday because John had gotten sick or something. I don't know if he's got COVID or something, but we were rescheduled from I think Tuesday or Wednesday till next week. So it's coming next week, next Friday. So be on the lookout for that. He's going to give us a whole presentation, slideshows, the whole nine, I think, and answer all your questions about the bass management. What is it? The dual bass array for the Trinov processors next week.
Storm has a new Dirac dopeness.
Yeah, the art. Have you heard it? Does Gene have it yet?
Not yet. Soon.
Oh, what's up with that? Is it not available or what?
No, Gene's just going through some personal stuff, dude. He's not really pursuing anything.
William, I believe we have your home theater on cue. So what are you doing right now? What's up, boy?
So, William,
Join you in a few minutes.
shall roast the
Finishing
dining
up dinner. We will be roasting your theater shortly.
What happened?
We'll wait for you to come back.
There was a comment, one last thing. Is it so? I heard there is only subtle differences compared to JVC and the MadVR.
Who said that?
Jin, Jin. I thought so personally. I was like, is it really doing that much? But honestly, living without it for the past, I don't know, week and a half now, the image is not as balanced and the tone mapping is not as strong for sure. It does a very good job. You'd be happy without it, but you'd be even more. You'd be a lot more excited with it for sure. It just looks so much better, and darker scenes they just look so much more balanced. You can see what's going on. I mean,
I would say like maybe 15% difference, maybe.
See, I thought
In
that
detail,
too. Like
I would say.
maybe
Yeah.
5-10% difference in tone mapping, but now it's like maybe more than that because Last of Us looks a ton darker without it. So
Yeah, I'll get a video. I've got the I took a lot of some shots the past couple of days, so I'm gonna throw that up. Maybe tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Friday? Maybe tomorrow or Saturday. And then I guess I can send it back to you there, Kellen.
all good in the hood.
And yeah, it's good stuff, man. I think if you just see it at like a show or something like that, or like at a showroom, and you don't really spend time with it, maybe it's hard to justify. But unless you actually spend time with it in your own home and you watch it like continuously, you really appreciate the differences.
Hey,
I mean, it's subtle, but a pretty large subtlety to it.
Cal, where's your boy?
I don't know.
Sure, you got to start this stuff late. I'm a night owl like you and Gene. Hey, this is
Dang,
down.
everybody's jobs.
We're on time right now. But okay, let's do this. So we're going to let me add this to. Oh, there he is.
So, William. Oh, there he is.
What's up, Zach?
What's up?
Zach got the snacks.
Feeling better?
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys were going to let me in here, so I was like, I better get to cracking.
Crack-a-lackin'.
Wait, hold on. What are you eating? You got a bag of popcorn?
Pistachios.
Pistachios, man. Trying to be healthy these days.
Got a bag of nuts.
Same.
It was
Don, I heard you
actually
like
good
bag-
because I was trying to get some work done, and I was like, well, maybe I can get a little bit more done before this starts. Anyways, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
Great to see you, Zach.
We were going to do a little theater roast really quick, but since you're on here, let's let you talk about what you did this week. You did the what did you do today? The Cinema 40 today, right, Zach?
Yep, Cinema 40 video came out today, and right behind me, I don't know if you guys can see it, down here on the floor, I got the 40 and 50. Just pulled out the 50 out of the Salamander Designs cabinet, and it was kind of a bummer because everything was finally actually set up, and I was enjoying movies with my family for once. And then, of course, yanked it all out. So now I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison for you guys of the 40 next to the 50 because, for the average consumer, they look at it and they're like, it's more expensive, but they're both 9.4. What's the difference? Kind of go over all the details, the differences between the two, and then hook up the 40 and do a setup guide for you guys, showing you how to make all the connections and the different options that are available. And then I'm going to compare the 40, 50, and the AV separates all side by side and go over those differences. And then connect the AV and the amp 10 in the system to live with for a little bit and hopefully enjoy it.
Sounds like you are going to be a busy guy for the next
That is the
few
problem.
days here.
Ever changing and shifting systems.
And next
Yep.
week, we have the Man Cave Makeover series going down. So we're going to be recording that, which is really exciting. It has just been taking forever. I cannot wait to finish it and show it off to you guys.
Your man cave or somebody else's?
We're doing this giveaway that
Gotcha.
9 manufacturers participated in, where we selected the ugliest home theater in America, and people submitted their rooms, and this one guy's theater, it's actually a spare bedroom in his house, stuck out to us because, I mean, he was trying hard to set up this space. I mean, there were holes cut. Like, he's a subscriber of ours, and you could tell he was like really trying to get the wires ran and like get it hooked up, but he's broke his back not only once but twice, which is why he lives with his parents. So his mom actually submitted the video for him, saying, oh, my son follows your channel. He doesn't know that I'm submitting this, but it would just put the light back in his eye if you guys could do this for him. So it kind of played on our heartstrings. Plus, the room was just horrible. I mean, holes everywhere, wires hanging everywhere. It was in rough shape. And what was that, Don?
Was it full of clips?
Full of
That
clips.
wasn't full of anything.
It was like just stuff
Clothes,
everywhere. It was like, it was rough. Yeah, you'll see the whole series. We're gonna document it from start to finish, but it's to the point to where it's almost completed now. And now I got to go put all the gear in and put spotlights on the manufacturers that participated. Epson did their LS800 and screen with the Salamander Designs cabinet, similar to what I was promoting in here. This is kind of like my test run. And then Focal 7.2.4 with SVS subs and Kaleidoscape movie player and server.
Wow.
Yeah, Kaleidoscape donated. Valencia, their new Tuscany,
going on
or
eBay?
not Tuscany, their new Oslo Ultimate. It has this gold stitching and gold cup holders, super classy. We did like this gold and black and gray theme to the room with acoustics, and I mean, we hooked this guy up. It's coming together like full blown, HGTV style. Dream Media came in there and took care of the
Focals you putting in?
What kind of what?
Focals you putting in?
It's the 302s flanking the screen. So like I've been wanting to do it in this room here, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get the chance because the products just keep rolling into the garage and I can't keep up with all these reviews and stuff that I need to get accomplished. So I think we're going to put the spotlight on that system because I truly believe that's one of the coolest setups for like a DIY system or a fairly designer friendly setup is having those 302s flanking the ultra short throw 120-inch screen. One thing I did discover when I was doing all this is you can't use the 302s or the 301s with an ultra short throw, or at least with the LS800 and a 100-inch screen. The projector, the speaker blocks it. But that's one cool thing with the 120 and these Focals is you can do the center speaker at ear level, between the stand and the screen, and it doesn't block it at all. So it's going to be flanking all the way around, and then the 300 series for the surround rears, and overhead 4 Atmos.
Very cool.
Very nice. How old was this gentleman that you lived in his mom's basement?
Come on now.
Not in his basement.
I'm just kidding.
Are you going to think about Hot Pockets next? Come on, dude. Really?
He's in his 30s. Guys had it rough, man. So I'm just hoping this will kind of, push him
You're trying to make me look bad, Don.
to recover and, move forward in his life. He's had it rough. So,
He ain't never gonna get a fucking job now. You put a theater in his house.
well,
How
technically,
dare you, Zach? How dare you?
technically, this is a family makeover because it's for his mom, his dad, and him.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we're not sexist here at Dream Media. You know, this is for everybody.
Texas?
Yeah. I got
Was he a
some.
tranny?
I got a little pushback because we called it the man cave makeover.
Oh yeah, gotta be the human cave.
Oh my God, for real?
So it's the family makeover.
What you talking about, man?
The they cave.
The they cave, yeah.
It's a non-binary space.
But yeah, we got a lot going on here at Dream Media. I mean, gosh, maybe we save some for
Always
next
a
time.
fucking salesman. ABC, A always be BC closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
So
Fucking
what are we doing this week? Are we tearing up people's
Oh,
theaters
we're gonna
again?
tear some shit up.
Okay,
Sure.
we do have one. All right. All right. So now we got the big we got the family makeover coming over on Dream Media's channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed to that. Leave your comments over in that video as well whenever that drops. But now we are going to take a look. We're going to give our critique, our roast on Mr. Williams, who happens to be in the chat tonight. He sent in his home theater. I haven't got to look at it myself. I've been saving it for tonight. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to roast it a little bit, but in jest. It's all
It's
all
all
good
in
fun.
jest. Just tighten up. Come on. I mean, really?
Don't
You ever seen
get upset.
Martha Stewart roast Snoop Dogg? Come on.
But here we go. Guys, if you get really upset about it, don't unsubscribe. For crying out loud. Some of you guys
Oh, the
unsubscribed
horror.
because we're tearing up the
You might
last
joke
video
like,
there.
Whip that ass.
All right, but this is where we go. Where is it? There we go. Add a screen. Let's do this.
What is that, a mobile
Look
home?
at that, huh? Oh my goodness! Already, there's nothing wrong with mobile homes, Don. Come on.
I know. Talking to the
But look, this is okay. Well, this
I've
is definitely
actually
like a
put some
spare
pretty
room.
killer systems into mobile homes, so
Have you?
it can be done. Yeah, I haven't personally installed it, but I've consulted on one
Manufactured.
project in particular, and it turned out pretty baller. I'm not gonna lie. I also did a barn dominium that was super dope.
Barn dominium sounds cool.
Barn
Yeah.
dominium.
Yeah,
Or a
they
she
are
shed.
really popular
And
in
your mobile home.
Texas. You turn a barn into a full blown house. It's for guys that are like into, toys, because like half of it is your garage, and the
Yeah.
other half is like a house. They're really affordable to build, but you can deck them out pretty cool.
I need a barn
What
dominium.
are,
Then.
what are these? The Clips
that the Clips THX system?
650s?
Yeah,
Would
Yeah,
you
these are the
get that from
Clipses.
your dad?
It's an expensive TV stand. Just saying.
My dad
that's
had
a pretty sweet system there.
it. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah. Those are some pretty. Those are good speakers. Those THX.
Yeah, those are great speakers.
The front SCRs.
back in 1998,
Man, he's got the bipoles too.
like my ex-wife.
He's maximizing his space for sure. I mean, I've never seen his center speaker as a TV stand before, but
No,
actually, no, there are two speaker stands there holding the TV up.
Can you zoom in?
Being decoupled about some Pink Panther.
There
Wow.
you go.
It's genius. How about a
Is that a
wall
video
mount?
of him holding his own speaker?
They make
Okay.
wall mounts.
No, those aren't even
Yeah.
holding the TV up. Oh, it is. All right, there's feet on there. Okay. All right, I like that. He's got some books under the center speaker. That's a cool center speaker stand. Do what you gotta do. Some DIY subwoofers, I think.
No, they're probably
No?
store
Is
bought.
that real subwoofer?
You should
Okay.
decouple those from the sub though.
Yeah, get some isoacoustics.
Or
Like these
some-
Atmos speakers.
Or some Via Blue UFOs stick under there.
There you go.
I like how close these are together.
What do you
Good distance between those.
How about we just get a TV mount? Let's start there.
you do your yeah exactly. you got the cam on the TV for sexting, and then wires. Dude, You went to the
TV mount. Let's scoot those stands out and
Run
actually put
the-
the speakers on the stands. I think we'd be heading in the right direction.
Run the wires in the wall. Looks like ceiling fan.
Let me see
wiring
what.
job.
I guess I'll put some curtains too. What does he got there? Does he have shades or something?
Yeah, come on, man.
Hmm.
How do
What's
you
going
get
on?
in there?
Where's the
man?
next?
Little G hole over there to the right. Speaker.
I bet that shit's loud. You got to turn them surrounds as -10.
Yeah, what's driving it?
Whoa!
Oh my God!
Wow. So it's
Jeez
like a
Louise.
UFO invasion.
Whoa! You got an Oro setup, huh?
Oro.
Had to move the light fixture to do the
Fucking
voice of
Oro
God.
2D. That's Oro 2D.
Oh, is this like a transformation, like the progression of the room? Because it looks like the fronts are gone now. The top.
Oh
fronts.
yeah. Look at that. Okay. Looks like they're. Are you sure? Or is that? Are they coming
What
out
is
of
that?
the wall
Some wire
here,
hanging
going
out.
in
Fucking
there?
awesome wiring job. Just saying.
I dig it. I mean,
Maybe that's his roommate, or it's like a multiplex, so
You
he
could
couldn't
you
go
could have
over
tipped the
through the
cable guy
wall.
an extra 20. He'd have fucking put it in the wall.
maybe this is like a 30 by 30 space,
What-
and this is
what's
a
in the middle?
really
Is that an
long
access
distance.
point?
These are really
Oh,
big speakers.
Are those the outdoor speakers?
Those are outdoor speakers, all weather speakers.
They
What are
are.
they, Yamahas or something?
Not with black grills or not.
I like
think
this
the
speaker.
grills
right
are
there. This is
off.
cool.
Looks
Well,
like
you
there's
know-
no grills. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Those look
Oh,
like
okay.
waterproof
Oh, the
speakers.
one in the middle's got a grill. Okay.
Must,
I mean, I would've
must
kept
have
them
some
on,
water
buddy.
damage prior.
Hide in there. Mm.
Is that a 2-story?
This is a
place?
spatial audio speaker here. It's 360 degrees.
10 by 10.
Interesting choice. All right.
I think
lot
This
of-
looks like
A lot of horsepower in a little room. I bet it rocks.
yeah, that's loud.
This is an 8x8 room.
AF.
Looks like, right?
10 by 10.
Yeah. He's
well,
got a hot
it's
seat
quaint.
there.
You need to steam clean your fucking couch, dude. What you been doing on that?
Oh,
thing?
it's not as dingy as the footrest. So
Nah.
there's that.
He's got some miles on it.
Not bad.
It looks comfy. You need some Oslo Premiers, Oslo luxury seats.
Seriously,
Man, those
hang
Oslos.
your TV, man. You'll be happier.
Yeah, hang the TV, paint the room a
Seriously.
little darker, especially the ceiling. Add some curtains to the window.
Give grandma back her light fixture. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you would hide a lot of these shortcomings if you just paint the room black. You won't be able to see much of the shitty wiring and stuff like that. Subpar wiring. But listen, I've always wanted to listen to this system. I even emailed
sold
what's
a
your
ton
name?
of them.
Kelly?
I sold a ton of them. Tons of
Yeah?
them back in the day. Yeah, because they were cheap and they worked good. I mean, cheap compared to
Cheap. They were expensive back in the day.
well, relatively.
$650?
I mean, compared to the big triads and JBLs and stuff I was selling, it was affordable. It's not cheap. It's a really good
Such an
system.
elitist.
That is the best
Such an
speaker that
elitist.
Klipsch has ever made, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Those
I emailed
650s. Those THX.
I emailed her not too long
bookshelves.
ago to get some in.
They sound good. They're not harsh. They're real dynamic. Is that the 5 1/4 or the 6 1/2 version? The 5 something or the 650? I can't remember the model number.
Those
I
look
think
like a six.
Well, the 650s are the ones that you can still get right now or today.
Yeah, I don't know why they made 2 versions. No, it's a good system. Had all
These they came out when the MK 150s came out. Am I correct on that one?
no, they M&K
Same time period?
were way predate those a lot. They were kind of a Klipsch copy of the M&K 150.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't. The MN50 1Ks or 150s way outdated those.
Well, I think they came out towards the tail end of the original one's departure. I think.
Nah, dude, the M&K 150s were out in the mid 90s. This didn't come out to the 2000s.
I was in diapers, so I don't know.
Equipment rack shot. All right. He's got a little turntable. Sony turntable, is that? Or no, that's like a laptop or something.
Laptop? Yeah.
He's got a home theater PC with the MadVR loaded up, I'm sure. The old clip subwoofer amp on the bottom. Was that
Yeah.
Panasonic 420?
Did you buy that shit on
Denon
Craigslist, man? Come on.
38 for like $50, and then the Aircom thing. Okay,
Blowing straight into the
monoprice
shelf above
stand.
it. Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay,
it's
yeah,
definitely a monoprice stand.
You
Yeah.
got some good components in there. That's a killer system for such a small room.
Respectable, very respectable for
Yeah, you
sure.
can put it in a
Yeah,
much bigger room.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, those THX certified. That's probably blew out his ears in that room there.
Boom, roasted.
Whoops. But yeah, that's it's a good system there. Yeah, I'll show my emails. I dig it. I like it. I don't think we had too much to roast. I mean, other than
Well, I mean, just the obvious, you know. Put it in.
I bet it's loud.
you know, just-
I bet it's a pretty banging
bet it's
system
loud.
for that size room.
Yeah, for that size room, it's probably wild.
Speaker build date is
What is this here?
2004.
Oh.
It used to be my dad's.
Oh, hold on a second. We have this guy here. I don't know who sent this in, but somebody did. But this looks nice though. That's very fancy.
Little
are those?
Def Tech
These
and
Dark,
Rel.
I can't see anything.
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you're on the money there, Kellen.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, those are Def Techs, Rel. It's a huge. I love it when they do screens that are like wall to wall, side to side, floor to ceiling, as close as you can. It's like a little mini IMAX almost.
Never really got Rel.
I'm not a fan of that little grandma rug. I feel like that doesn't match the decor,
I think it's kind of
but
cool.
everything else looks awesome.
I think
the
it's kinda
carpet?
cool. Yeah, I think the rug's cool. I like hardwood floors.
Grandma rug, man. I got those in my house.
Yeah,
It's Persian, bro.
That's a Persian. That's
Classy.
not a grandma rug.
Persian.
Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
my
that's
grandma.
way too small for that room, though.
Well, I mean, those
I-
Def Techs have subs in there as well, right?
Well, those are the
Chances-
10s or 12s.
not the
I
newest
mean,
ones.
well,
That's
those
terrible.
subs are now in the wrong spot, though.
Those are the Def Tech X-Wives, the bipolars.
He's probably got speakers behind that screen, I would assume. These are probably his side surrounds.
Yeah, that if those are bipoles,
Not
that
at that
replacement
level.
is a little rough, man. If you look at the acoustic analysis of how those are supposed to work with the bipoles firing off the back wall,
Well, positioning is
Yeah, that's what I'm-
everything.
that's what I'm saying.
Everything.
You're not benefiting at all or letting those puppies shine, but you got the big screen, so I get it.
That.
What's the center?
Okay.
What's the center?
Looks like Def Tech too.
Doesn't-
Is it? I didn't
I
see
was-
it.
Got
I
a
don't think
JVC
there's-
back
oh,
there.
yeah.
and
Yeah. Oh, it's on the
Bipoles.
floor, dude.
Yeah, there it is.
Get that shit
Yeah.
off the floor.
See, with a screen this size, you have
Put
to do
something there.
acoustically transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build
Or-
on a baffle wall.
Or
You have the
put
room.
your center channel on a stand that angles it up. You don't have to put it acoustically transparent screen. It sounds fine.
It could be angled
It's on
up.
a stand.
Yeah, get an
Yeah, it
ISO
could be.
acoustic stand and angle it up, and you'll notice a night and day difference in your sound.
I was
quality.
just introduced to ISO acoustics. We're bringing them
Great.
on. I forgot to tell you
Great.
that, Kellen.
Great
Oh,
company,
nice.
dude. Listen,
Yeah, good stuff.
they do make a difference. I don't give a shit.
It's like it's part of the name and Focal
Yeah, it's part of the whole group.
family.
I heard it at Expona last year in an A/B comparison because they were trying to like have people actually sit down and experience it side by side, and I was so busy creating content I didn't get to like really listen to it. But we interviewed people afterwards and asked them their opinion, just people off the street that were there, and people said it was notable. So I'm glad that we're going to be able to offer that to the customers.
It really, and if anything, it gives a fantastic foundation for your equipment to live on. My studio monitors, my center channels, tower speakers I all have ISO Acoustics products on them, and they really are great. I mean, for the money, it's definitely an improvement, especially if you're doing like a near field monitor, or really the biggest benefit is the center channel stand, getting it decoupled from a cabinet and being able to have a really good isolated platform for it to sit on, then angling a center channel if you have a TV or projector where you can't do a acoustically transparent screen it makes a huge difference. I'm telling you. Every time you sell a system, you should sell ISO Acoustics product with it.
Yes, indeed. I have some on my desktop right now.
I have them on mine right now too.
Okay, so listen,
Let's see more.
here we go. What is this?
Oh, another sub. Okay. You need at least
This is
two.
yeah, okay. This I guess this is in the back of the room. Hold on. All right, yeah.
You
So
guys
that's
got
in
a
the
little
back of the
desk
room.
back there.
Yeah, a little desk back there. I like the little orange and black motif. I dig it. This guy's little elementary school desk back here. I like that as well. Little Rel T7 it looks like.
He's back online
Possibly.
making propaganda videos for the cult. It's cool.
DevTech's all the way around. All right. Yeah, I wonder what would that sound like bipolar everywhere with these speakers.
It's
I
okay.
wonder what it would just sound like kind of mushy.
I'm really curious to. I mean, gosh, those fronts being where they are, bipole, that can't
Yeah.
sound good.
I would assume everything's kind of smeary sounding.
Not necessarily. Depends on.
You don't think so?
I mean, not my first
I mean,
choice,
this-
but I mean, it's not a bad speaker. Plays loud. If you position them right, they sound pretty good. They really do.
And
Yeah,
a
but
lot
these
of
got
their
shit
dev
firing.
techs, I don't know what model it is, but they got woofers in them, so it's not going to hit as hard as like a dedicated sub, but it'll fill
Yeah.
the room with good low end to
Probably that.
compensate for.
The two other subs he's got probably sounds okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if
It's a
those
cool
are
room.
Rails, they're
I was gonna say I kind of like that.
I
room.
definitely like it.
Detention corner for buying
Yeah.
real subs.
yeah,
And he's got
really.
it looks like an older JVC.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it.
Or a Runco.
Let me see. Fuck.
That's not Runco.
Nah, no, it's a fairly newish, I think, JVC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Acoustic
what are
treatments would
those?
probably definitely
That's
make
what
all
I
the
was gonna
difference in
say.
the world.
Acoustics and room treatments would go a long
Yeah.
way in that room.
And a universal
Are
remote.
those his back speakers? All
I
right,
just
well, that's
noticed
very
those.
close
Yeah,
together.
he's got some
Yeah,
surrounds
his back
there.
speakers are. Yeah, that's.
So
I don't
maybe
know.
mount
Maybe that's
those.
just the desktop speakers.
Those are desktop, yeah.
Yeah, they gotta be. His receivers on the desk.
They have a
Oh, this is a different.
they have a
This is
depth
a whole
perception.
different
subs?
picture. Yeah.
it's like, yeah, what's up with
Yeah.
that? Yeah, it's
So
a bigger
maybe
desk.
this is
The
the
hell?
evolution.
Yeah,
of
it
the
looks
room.
like it. Yeah, okay. So he's got rid of the smaller rel. Put this DIY looking thing there. I see a lamp. It's different. Footrest different. All right. He moved these out. Now they got
There
so
we go.
close. So these got to be his back speakers. I mean, I like the space. This is a good looking space. Good use.
Yeah, it's
You know.
cool. Acoustic treatment.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not bad.
He's got a Yamaha. Is that a Yamaha AVR?
It's kind of throwing me
Hey, you
off
want-
that the
What is that?
blinds are not symmetrical to the rear of the room.
OCD in full effect.
Yeah.
You should put some linear lighting up in that tray ceiling too. That would look really cool. What you do
Make room for that
is
lamp.
you get some crown molding and you leave about a half an inch between the top of the molding and the ceiling, and then have power run, then put LED linear lighting all the way around it. It would really transform the room. It would be really, really cool.
Good
Unattended,
recommendation.
of course. So that would look cool.
Yeah, I dig it. I mean, personally, I probably wouldn't have a desk in there and my laptop and, you know.
Of the rooms that we've roasted so far, this is the one that I would live with.
Is that a heater?
Yeah, for sure.
No, that ain't bad, dude. You can do
I like
work.
it. Oh, here we go. Some more photos. Looks like a
it does
comfy
have
couch.
Does have a universal remote. Okay.
Yep.
Is that a game controller or something next to it?
Nah, it's a Bluetooth remote.
On to the left.
I guess he's got a home
remote?
theater PC in there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of those that got a trackball for your thumb to navigate. Yeah, comfy couch. I like that couch. I mean,
It's not bad. It's
a home
clean.
theater. Yeah,
It's
I like
retro.
it. Very
It
clean.
has skid marks on
Taste, very tasteful. Yeah, no butt sweat on there. The footrest looks clean as well. William.
So,
That's nice. Everything looks nice.
Oh, here we
What's
go.
this? He put
Oh.
bookshelves in here now?
oh, they keep
What's
changing.
going on here? Good
Every
Lord, man.
picture is different.
He
There's
must
your
be actually
diffusers.
working in here.
There's your diffusers.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's getting kind of bad for me. Like I think this looks. Maybe he just ain't got space in the rest of his house, but I wouldn't put bookshelves in my
Who?
theater.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
think it's
who's
kinda
buying
cool.
that many books? My
Oh,
gosh.
people that read.
Yeah, who reads? People read.
The Kentucky guy. Who's got that many books, man?
Yeah.
You got the internet right there.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do with all them books, man?
I think that's it. I mean, listen, this is a good space. Just get rid of the bookshelves again.
Yeah.
I like the motif, the color motif, the slightly
motif.
very darkish, bluish, grayish, maybe
No, I dig it.
with the
Yeah, I like
orange.
the color of the room.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
even like the shades,
Yeah.
the blinds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got carpet too. Is that new? The carpet looks new.
No, it's a rug, dude. Look on the outside.
He needs to get some
Yeah. Okay.
absorption panels to match the same color orange. That would pop.
Well, I do like that he matched the bookshelves with the couch, so that's cool.
Yeah, it kind of flows.
Yeah. Good job on that space. I really like that. Damn, not too much to roast on that one. It's not even, aside from William, we didn't really have a roast fest, so that's good.
Well, bring on more theaters. Now,
Let me see what else we got here. Got another one here. Let me close this shit. And oh no, it's Williams. Batcave. Oh no, we got Fred's. Oh, Fred is here today.
Fred.
Oh, this looks Fred. All right, Freddie.
Fred.
Fred is also on my Patreon. Wait, I think, or did you leave, Fred? But this looks like looks very dark. Hard to tell what's going on in here.
You jump, I jump, Jack.
Oh, dude, I saw the sickest video on Twitter the other day. This guy had made a, what do you call it? Those little things where people set all those dominoes up and they all like just keep knocking the next one over.
Dominoes. Yeah.
Dominoes.
No, I don't know, but it was like this really cool thing where these balls were like going to the theme music of Titanic. And it was like bouncing off of these like metal rods that were made at a certain length to make a sound, and yeah, it was cool. Really
God,
Cool.
If only I had that much time.
Going.
cool. My last 30 minutes before I go to bed.
They had these balls and they were bouncing off the metal. It was fucking awesome, man.
Hey, it was awesome, all right?
All right. Well,
Need better pictures. I can't hardly tell anything.
yeah. This one's hard to see here, Fred.
Come on, Fred.
I
Turn the
mean,
light.
clearly you're Titanic. Oh my
Whoa.
goodness, bro. What's happening here?
It looks like
Oh my god.
this week's
going on?
episode of Borders. Jesus.
Well,
Christ.
okay. Well, he's got ET back here. He's got an alien back there.
Yeah, that's all cool.
You got asteroids or Super Mario Brothers back there. Chewie.
Chewie and Archie.
I mean, you got a bunch of shit back here. Is that a box of tissues? Box of tissues. I think there's a lotion dispenser right here.
Hello. It's a movie
He
memorabilia.
does, yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, well,
How loud's that air?
I mean,
when you're
the
watching
mini
A Quiet
split?
Place. Yeah.
okay.
When you're
All
watching
right.
A Quiet Place.
Well, I mean, he's entertaining these guys. So, I mean,
Oh, okay.
that's cool. He's got a popcorn machine. There's all kinds of shit going on in here, man. Fred, you got a bunch of shit going on in
You
here.
could have cleaned it up a little before you put it out here.
Yeah, clean
Like,
it before you
fuck it.
sent that shit into us.
Like they're gonna roast it anyways.
I can't. I gotta roast it.
Oh, he's
He's
he's here.
Where's your water bomb?
He's
I know
here.
it's here somewhere.
Fred's here. So this is his theater.
Hot wife in the back. 10 out of 10. No hot chick lives in that house. I'm kidding, Fred.
Yeah, you're kidding. I mean, clearly you live in your mom's basement as well, so I'm sure did you submit this theater to Zach or what?
Julie,
No, this would have
Yeah.
been a
Come
this
on,
would have
more
been a
pictures.
contender.
We actually received a bunch of like really nice theaters. It was interesting. I didn't get to watch all of them. They were kind of like filtered for me, but some of them were like, yeah, so I got this JVC projector and Marantz. It's like already a $25,000, $30,000 theater, and they're like, it'd be great if you guys could transform it for me. I'm like, wow, man, like. This is probably like a couple $1 million home. Clearly, 20 by
Oh my
30
gosh.
foot
Like in The
space. I'm
Jerk, where
like,
he's like, I need money. The seats on my airplane are cracked. I need new leather.
he's like, I really need that MadVR to go with my 4100.
And Joey
Hey,
Peacock
listen,
did.
you don't know unless you try.
Yeah, hey, yeah, you can't knock it. It was worth a try for sure.
Come on,
But
you
the
got
guy
more
we
pictures
picked
of
was
this?
like, this. Wait till you see this room. I mean, it was rough.
Well, let's see what else. Come on, Shane. We need.
Okay.
Tell me he didn't submit 2 pictures.
Oh, all right, here we go. Well, looks cleaner up front, at least.
What's that? No.
Listen, all this paraphernalia, you got to get rid of it, Fred. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What's that? A sandwich?
shit out in the
A
hallway.
bag of chips on a sub. You know that bitch is high as fuck. Almost admit it. Honey, get the iPhone. God damn it, Fred. Jesus Christ. One of those SVS speakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a SBS
Ultras.
Ultras. Very
Why is
close together.
everything so smashed? I don't even understand what's going on in this room with all the curtains.
I think this might be his doorway where he comes in.
It's
would
And
assume.
there's curtains on the left too. Like,
This is like where the people that are working at a haunted house hang out on their breaks.
yeah, this is like
Is this where you bring your victims to watch a movie before you off them? Sit here.
Yeah, it's definitely a haunted house break room.
Yeah.
What's all that shit on the cabinet? I can't tell.
It's a center
let's see,
channel,
zoom
and
in
then
here.
I don't know what else there's up there. It's kind of blurry.
He's got some
to me.
PlayStation
Oh, maybe
controllers.
a blanket, that's
Oh,
all.
okay.
Baby Yoda.
Oh, he's got Grogu. That's
Yeah, little
Are those
Baby
front
Yoda,
wides?
Grogu.
up there pointing at
Oh
each
my
other.
goodness, bro!
Come on, dude.
Is that your front wides, Fred?
Come on.
no way.
Come on.
This
Fred.
little, it's like focal
Those
evens.
are rookie numbers.
Wow.
Where's the other one, dude?
What is that? Like
It's like pointing at the opposite side of the room.
Oh, it's like Michael
It's not even
Myers
pointing at him.
isn't it? Yeah. Look at that thick shit on the ceiling, on the wall. Was that
Yeah, okay, he's got
Annabelle
some
poster?
masks up there. Clearly, he's a horror fanatic. All right.
All right, dude. First
Well,
of all,
I mean,
go on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's photography videos on there.
well, hold on. Why is this one angled at? Where's it even aiming at, dude?
It's closer than that front wide.
That's fucking Oro 1D.
Okay. Well, clearly this is his
21
crown
gigawatts.
jewel is his JTRs.
Well, at least he got good subs. What's in the middle?
Yeah, you got good subs. They look dusty
Aaron.
as hell. Oh, these are like near field
like,
subs, huh?
It's like you
Yeah,
got him
near
home
field
and set
subs.
him up and just threw the wires down and come, we got to watch it. And just never went back to it.
Hold on, zoom in a little bit here.
Were they firing at the wall?
Well,
think
fire
they're in the back of the
of the seats.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
seats. Okay, those are seats.
Mhm.
They're
That's what it tells
badass
us,
butt
right?
kickers.
What the trailer park
Mhm.
mess is that shit in the middle?
Shit look like a fire hazard, buddy.
The extra chargers.
UL's gonna come pay you a visit.
Okay,
Like
well,
it
good
was in my
subs at least.
240 SX with 218s behind my seat. We don't need
Back
no
in your teenage
massage
days.
Jesus.
Oh, that's it, man. That's it. That's all we got.
All right.
Well, Fred, who gets the worst of the night? Does William get worst of the night, or does Fred get worst of the night?
I don't know, man.
Right.
What Williams Theater didn't make me want to come in there and clean, you know? I mean, come on, man.
Why is the left sub upside down? Is it upside down? It
Yeah, it
is
is.
upside down.
It's probably because the RCA jack couldn't reach his length cable or something crazy like that.
No.
Probably.
Okay.
Well,
Well, we're done yet. All right. Well, Fred, I think you might win the home theater roast crown for the night.
Yeah, submit this for Man Cave Makeover V2 next year.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, it wouldn't be so horrible. I mean, if you clean up a little bit. You got so much stuff in here, man. It's so cluttered. What a cluttered mess. I mean, you must have a lot of windows in here. Everything's getting covered by
That
I was
curtains.
gonna say I would
Yeah,
have to be Windows.
Yeah, dude, it's a little disheveled, man. Just saying.
yeah.
Is that a
That-
video
that-
game in the back? You never play that game. You can't get to it.
This voice of God speaker, I don't know what's going on there. You just got that shit aiming in a totally wrong direction. Oh, here we go. We missed that
wow.
one.
Okay. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, I see. This is Atmos height
Hey,
speakers.
kudos that he did a decent wiring job on it, though.
Yeah, look at that.
Other
William
dude
takes
just
some notes, man.
tape shit on the wall and ran it. He's like, fuck it, it's good enough.
hmm Yeah, I'll dig it. I mean, at least he matched the ceiling color. These look awfully close. That to the rear heights.
She's
Look right on top of each other.
Grecian.
Okay, well. What else?
Yeah,
The
where
ET
they're-
is a little creepy. The girl ET.
Where's the other wide speaker?
Yeah, where the surrounds or the surround backs, or are those bipoles in the rear? On the
I think that's a surround right there.
that's got
Yeah, it's a side surround.
that's
yeah, right
that's
there.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, that should be definitely lower for sure. I mean, you're right next to your Atmos speaker. I would assume the other one's here by the popcorn machine. Back speakers behind the pinball.
It's probably why I
machine.
put it up so
Oh,
high.
there's
It's
surround
gotta
and
it's
do
gotta it's gotta be firing over the popcorn machine.
Oh, it's called Fred's Dreamland. Okay.
Oh,
look at
it's
that.
a
What is this?
arcade machine.
Yeah. You definitely not gonna hear that back speaker. That's for sure, Fred.
What's up with the ET's creeping me out a little bit.
Is that on a
The fact that he
PC
has it.
4000? Is that on a SVS cylinder sub?
Oh my god,
think so.
They still make those too.
Where?
Look at what ET's setting on. Isn't that one of the
Oh,
SVS
yeah,
cylinder
look at that.
subs?
Is it?
Yeah, it looks like it.
is.
Yeah, oh, good eye right there. Jeez, I like that sub. I
So
did a
he's
review on it
got-
a while back.
Well, that's
So he's got 3 subs like right behind
Yeah.
the seating position.
Spread the love, Fred.
I like it when ET watches over me while watching movies.
Yeah, the extra testicle. That's what you like.
I mean, listen, I like the spaces that, for all the shit here, and then the speaker placement's really bad. That's probably like the worst crime here is all your speaker placement. Like, how effective is this, Fred? It's just wrong, bro.
Fred, just clean it up, tighten it up,
Yeah, just clean it
tidy it,
Vacuum.
and release those wires, vacuum, get rid of the chips, water bottles, get fucking ET out of there, and then let's do this again. I'm sure we'll love it more.
I mean, if he spread out those Atmos speakers a little bit,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be horrible. And
You should get that
directionally point them,
That's it floating out there.
lower the surrounds, and I would say just forget about the front wides. That room's not wide enough. But you got good stuff. Good gear.
Yeah, it's great gear. I mean,
Very nice gear. I mean, congrats on that, man. Everybody had really good gear in this tonight's roastings. Just some were a little bit more messier than others. Some look a little bit more
it's like
raunchy
personal
than others.
hygiene, man. You just got to have the
Disheveled?
Disheveled, yeah. Don't be disheveled.
I mean, one guy clearly is probably married, has a girlfriend. The other two, not so sure.
Oh, they sit there and stream Netflix and binge watch. You know they do. As long as you're happy, Fred, you're good.
And just so you guys know, these guys have sent us their photos in to get roasted. I think we weren't actually that bad at all tonight. But they
No,
sent them in for us. We gave our opinion on them. I think everybody gave some very nice opinions. Gave a little bit of roasting, but also some very
we're
very
all wanting
positive
to
things to say.
put our hands on these rooms and like, dude,
Yeah.
let's do this. Tell me that's not what you got.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
All
that's it.
your
I got rid of
millions
the.
followers, and that's all you could come up with. 3 fucking theaters.
That's all I saved. That's all I saved. Because there were a bunch of pictures. I was like, "Yo, guys, send me your videos." Like, I didn't want to sit here and look at photos.
That's all you got.
I clearly was like, "Send me your video. Take like a 2-minute video." Everybody sent me like a fucking shit ton of photos. I was like, "I'm not going through these photos."
That same thing happened
you
with
want-
us with the Man Cave Makeover. Ton of pictures.
Yeah,
But,
like
Hey, won't you
we
put
still
some-
got a good like 100 videos. I could
Oh,
probably
did you?
pull some of
Oh,
those
cool.
up if. Well, no, there's probably some
Put them up.
type of
put
conflict
them on. Let's see.
because they didn't even
Share-
agree to
share
get
your screen.
roasted. There's some good ones. There's some good ones though.
Put them up, man. Come on.
No, I don't. I'm not
Jack.
gonna be
You're
pissing our
such a
customers
class
off
act.
now.
What are you doing here?
We have a
You guys
different
can roast me
subscriber base.
again. You want to go check out the living room?
No.
That one's really roastable.
I'll trade you houses.
I'll trade you apartments.
Yeah. Bitch is an apartment. How do you be an AV influencer and crank shit up, giant subs in an apartment? You have like old.
I got a big apartment. I got a big
What?
apartment. People
Why
must
not?
think that
Were you,
apartments
like,
are very
above a
small.
garage or
It's pretty
something?
big. What's
I
that?
mean,
Are you above a garage or something? I mean, how do you do that?
It's like a big
Do you have neighbors?
fucking house. It's like a big home.
You have neighbors next to you?
Do I have neighbors? I got one, but the one's
think
it's like
about
in a
it.
concrete building. They're not gonna hear nothing. Then I got like a store next to me on the other side of me, so nobody says anything.
Oh, what kind
Like
of
a
store?
townhome.
is it?
Plus, I got a bunch of pleasant. It's like
Like a head shop or something?
I live in like a little kind of like a Hispanic neighborhood, so these motherfuckers are like barbecuing, having like
You fit right in.
Puerto Rican Day parades every other Friday night. So it gets bumping over here. Karaoke. These guys do karaoke right behind me, so they keep me up
Somebody
till like
said
3 o'clock
Don has
sometimes.
heard. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'd be
So yeah,
Look,
it gets
I
a little
live in
crazy
an
over here,
actual
so these guys
house
don't bother me.
separated from other houses, and my neighbors have knocked on my door a couple times, like, dude, what do you got in there?
oh my god, dude! I got city ordinance violations on my record from house parties.
Oh, well, yeah, well, yeah, big booty bitches dancing on the balcony like Jay-Z and shit because you're Zach. What are you talking about? No wonder.
Yeah, back when I was 20, we
Hey,
had
Ben.
24 speakers in the backyard around the pool and pergola. Our neighbors did not like us.
Yeah. You got to be a fucking wasp, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant to have a pergola. 98% of people don't even know what a pergola is, dude, or a loggia.
Mia
a
Francis
detached
in here.
structure from the home that had TVs and speakers on it.
What's up, Mia? Yeah, it's
So
hard. to
Mia
hear.
is on my Patreon. I have another Patreon subscriber here tonight. Thank you, Patreon folks,
I
representing
love
in the live chat.
females that are into home theater and audio. I'm trying real hard.
I think she's literally the only female that I have on my whole channel.
we just hired an amazing marketing manager that Kellen met.
I saw.
And she's a
Yes, I
budding
saw.
audiophile, so we're trying to get her some gear now, so we can get her into the hobby, which is really
Mm-hmm.
cool. I'm super lucky. My girlfriend loves it, so I've turned her into a bass head.
Yeah, me and you were hanging out in your office. We walked in there and she's just sitting there
Yeah,
on the couch and just the music's blaring
it's cranking.
in the living room.
Yeah,
Yep.
that fills my heart with joy. So my ex-wife wouldn't let me turn my subs on, so that's why she's an ex-wife. A lot of things. She's a great girl. I love her still, but we're friends.
Oh, you said you have a daughter, right? Is she
I have.
into audio?
I'm trying to get her into it. She's into cosplay. She's huge into anime, and like makes wigs and sells them on Etsy. And my oldest daughter is 29, and I had 2 stepkids. I raised an autistic son and
Mm-hmm.
stepdaughter who's
You got two
had
kids?
24 brain surgeries. So I consider
Your
them my
daughter had
kids
24
too.
brain surgeries?
My stepdaughter did, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
hydrocephalic. So, but yep. So my youngest
So
is
you're,
turning 16 next week.
hmm,
Love you, babe. Yeah.
yeah,
She's big on
mine's,
TikTok and stuff, um, and big into the cosplay and all that, which is really cool. We go to Comic Con and Mega Cons and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. You guys would like that stuff. It's really cool.
what's that, cosplay?
No, the
Comic-Con?
con, yeah, the conventions, they're fun. You can buy all kinds of cool stuff for your theater room, like ET with a wig and you know, all
Dang
that
it.
stuff.
Yeah, they get so busy, though.
What?
I've been to like one New York Comic-Con, but it was like so packed. It was just like claustrophobia.
Orlando has big ones and Tampa has big ones too. And we're gonna go up to Atlanta for one. It's her thing, man, you know. I'm a nerd too, so I enjoy it. So my girlfriend's 4'10" Japanese girl, and I got the Indiana Jones costume and she got short round. You remember that? So we go to the cons and have a good
So
time doing
racist,
that. So.
dude. So racist.
What do you mean
Why are you
racist?
gonna make her short round?
Because it's fun. What's that racist? What? Why is that
Why
racist?
can't she be?
In any way, shape, or form? She's
Why
Asian.
can't she be
Around
Henry
Asian.
Jones?
The
She can't be
costume
Indy's
is little-
dad.
She's little short. She's short. Not round, but she's short. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
You always gotta stir the pot, you bastard. Nobody puts
if Don Don has a 29-year-old son, does that make him
29-year-old
39?
daughter. And she better make a
Yo, Zach, what did you think of the A1H with your time with it?
I didn't get nearly long enough with it, honestly. I wanted to compare it next to these other flagships, the Marantz, because it's supposed to be warmer, more musical. So, marketing aside, that's kind of the point of all these side by sides. I also got like nice mics finally. And I'm trying to like do some decent demos for people. I got these condenser mics that go down to 20 hertz, so I'm gonna start giving the subscription base better demos, more realistic audio experiences with good microphones. I got this new thing.
Hey, Zach, you should reach out to Matthew Pose about your microphone and the tips and stuff on it. I'm telling you, the guy's a savant.
Dude, check this out, man. I got this, which is supposedly gonna make me look like a pro. It records.
Whoa.
It records something called 32-bit float. It's like really a large. It's like HDR for audio. Have you heard of 32-bit float?
It's badass.
I have not.
I've heard of
What is it? Is that an audio format?
Well, like I said, I'm still learning. I'm like on this, probably like our customers end up on YouTube down our rabbit hole. I'm on like a rabbit hole of videos trying to figure this thing out right now. But yeah, it's just really a lot of information to where like you can like whisper or you can scream and it won't clip on you. And it captures just the full spectrum of it captures a lot of raw information, audio information, and then you can even take it into post. And
It's
apparently
360 as well, right?
What's that?
It's 360 recording as well, isn't it?
Well, you can hook up any mic you want to it.
Yeah.
This is just a field. Here, I'll pop it off and show it to
Yeah,
you.
it's got all kinds of features.
It's
that
pretty
in
cool.
stereo?
You can use it for podcasts and stuff too. I just bought this. We haven't done any podcasts till you invited me on it, so I just ran up to Target and grabbed this cheap little one. But I'm gonna hook up a better one if we keep doing these. But
Fancy.
it's a Zoom
Oh, is that a F8? F6?
F6. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen it.
And
Okay.
so
know you're
I can hook up whatever microphones I want to it. Like I got these Rode, I don't know the model, condenser mics. So that was what I was getting frustrated with, is I was trying to show like a full demo, and even these only go down to 20 hertz, but I'm trying to give like an actual experience of what it feels like sitting inside of the room. And like with the microphones I was using, I was only going to like 50 hertz. So just plus they were just basic crap microphones. So just trying to up the production value all the way around. Still figuring it out.
I like the setup in the room though. The background, everything
yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah, I dig the lights behind the
Your
skateboards.
your
snowboards.
camera is not really, looks a little blurry.
Yeah, this
Well,
camera
this is-
resolution you got going on is like 480p.
Well,
It's like
this-
94. It's like 240.
The camera, how you see me right now?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Well, Shane's
shame on you.
relatively
You're an AV guy.
blurry. It might be the
Me?
new- it might be this new streaming service. Yeah, you believe it or not.
I'm blurry too.
No, it should be 4K.
Well, it says low resolution preview. So if we're looking
I've
at
noticed that the
uh,
whole time. I thought it was my settings that were.
It's probably
yeah,
the
I think
software.
it's just
This isn't StreamYard, so
Yeah, it's a little something different. Well, let me pop this on the.
why'd you go away from StreamYard?
Oh, we look
lost
good
the
live.
sponsorship with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Yeah.
we look good live.
you're just not as crisp and sharp as you normally look. And I mean the resolution, not you.
But look, because we can do all this cool stuff. Shit, look at all this cool stuff, man. Come on, same price too. Oh, shit, looks even better. Oh, there we go.
Binaural mics. Yeah, we have one of those too, Rob. We're going to be using those on our demos. Me and Kellen are going to go down to one of our customers, Dream Media Plus customers, and hook up that binaural
Media
mic,
Plus.
and I'll do a combo of that. And we could probably hook up that binaural mic to this Zoom, because what's cool is this thing records all of the audio tracks individually, so we can pull. Like, say we could have 2-channel shotgun mics hooked up, those condenser mics for like the front, left, and right, and then we can grab our binaural audio too.
Mix it into stereo or something.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm just playing with this stuff, trying to see if I can give you guys a decent experience. This is a new thing I haven't even taken out of the box yet. Check this out. Supposedly, it has 6 microphones on it. Apparently, I can record a 5.1 track.
Oh, right on.
360 VR audio. I don't know.
You know,
I'm just trying to up
I
the game.
believe YouTube supports 5.1 now, as far as I know.
Yeah, so I'm like,
they
you know,
say.
what can we do to make people feel like they're actually in the room? Because we're trying to sell stuff over a video, and we're like, this is great, and how can they really tell?
So did you guys see that Netflix has got spatial audio on everything, but it's not spatial audio like Apple has, where it's Atmos. It's like the Sennheiser version. It's supposed to enhance, because they're like, the majority of our people listen to it off a TV or a sound bar, and it's supposed to enhance it. I can't tell any difference at all.
Spatial audio
does it,
is one of the reasons I was trying to get this hooked up, because I wanted to do in-depth videos on that, because it is insane. I've done some demos in customers'
Netflix?
homes. Not on Netflix. No,
yeah.
Apple Music. Just listening to music, like where you
For
hear
sure.
like all the
100%.
separate singers coming out of all the
Oh,
separate.
that's
you hear,
like Atmos. Yeah, it's awesome.
it's so cool.
Depending
so I
on
wanted.
depending on the recording.
Yeah, of course. But I have always been, I've been playing them in the customers' homes, and then now that I have my own setup, I'm like, I gotta like really take a deep dive into this, and I wanted to make a whole episode on it, but it's just so hard to put together videos. It takes so much time.
People have no idea.
does take a long
They
time.
think it's this easy breezy, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind it.
Back in the day when I just grabbed the GoPro and be like, we're good. That was easy.
I see you with like 3 camera angles in your videos.
I'm up in the game.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're feeling better.
crazy over there.
Actually, it's official. We have strep throat. I still have it right now. It hurts to swallow. But trying to power through.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
You sound normal.
Definitely way better than last week. I got hit hard last week. Yeah, check out this camera rig. We're kind of getting off topic, but
It's all good.
I am really
YouTube creation.
It's the audio hangout, man. We can talk about whatever.
check this monstrosity out.
What you got going on there? Is that an RS3?
Yeah, RS3 Pro. Here, let me put more light on. RS3
Fancy.
Pro. Got the Sony A7 IV. This is just a wireless transmitter because I got sick of looking at this tiny screen. So got this other one so I can make this this camera track with the RS3 and then monitor it over here on the screen.
Look at this guy.
So
Wow.
You got LiDAR on there? You got the LiDAR attachment?
I do.
You have the LiDAR too? Fancy.
I have that, but it's for manual lenses, and this is, yeah. I started playing with that and actually postponed it because I was just like, I just got to get a video done. I was sitting there for like 8 hours messing with that LiDAR rangefinder and gave up. I had the whole this whole attachment on here, the DJI little manual focus. And I had this on the lens, had it all hooked up. I'm playing with it, trying to get it all dialed in, had it pretty decent, and then like I did some test footage and went back and compared it just to the autofocus with this 2470 GM lens, and I'm like, either I'm doing something wrong or probably I was doing something wrong. So I was like, I don't have the time to deal with this. I'm gonna mess with it later.
What cameras do you use, Shane?
I have I've got the FX3, which is basically kind of what you got. So I got the FX3. I got the same gimbal he's got. I don't have the LiDAR because I was too rich for my blood. And then I got A7C here. Then I got another Sony, like an older Sony something or another 5100.
Is that LiDAR just for manual focus lenses?
Yeah,
Well,
it's for like
you can turn that lens to manual mode.
I know,
Yeah.
and I did, but it's really good at autofocusing on its own.
Yeah, Sony's really good, just out of the box.
So that's when I was like, well, if I got an auto lens, and that lens pretty much does it all. I mean, I wish I could go a little wider because this room's only 17 by 17, and I have it smashed against the back wall over here. See, I got that slider. So that's why I got the monitor, because I couldn't see the screen because I got the camera smashed so far against the wall. Didn't know what I was recording. So it's been a journey trying to go from GoPro to iPhone to real camera gear. I have been real. Oh my God, this piece right here just saved my life. Look at this. You probably have this, Shane. Atten Bauer.
Oh, the battery base?
Yeah, that battery base with the, I think it's called D-tap or T-tap or
Looks like
something.
you got
Yeah, I got the
to
D-tap.
carry that rig around. Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it gets heavy. I did that when I flew out to Germany. I bought all that same shit, and I had my wife handle it while I was talking, and I could just see her struggling because it doesn't look that heavy, but it gets heavy after like 2 minutes. And she got like arms the size of my fingers, and she's just like just trying to keep it steady.
SOWK. I don't know his or her name. If they want to submit photos.
You know who that is, Don.
What?
You know who that is.
Who is that?
It's Tony with JTR. Works with JTR.
Oh, okay. Submit it. Come on.
I think.
Elliot.
Boom.
Elliot in the comments, make sure you watch our man cave makeover. It's a bedroom, so you can find inspiration for your own space based off of that series we're about to put out. It's a super, super small room. It's like 11 by, I don't know exactly. We'll go over
My
it.
office is bigger than that. Wow.
It's a very small space and has even, I want to say 8-foot ceilings. I wanted to take it on because the room looked horrible, and it was also just like a good challenge to show that you can put a theater into any space and make it look amazing.
Yeah. Do you guys want some advice on that? Match your speakers to your room size. I see so many people putting giant speakers in small rooms, and it's just really hard to get the sound correct with a really large speaker in a small room. It just is. That's just something I've seen, even if you do bookshelves or smaller towers. to match it up in a room, which is we've done some really small rooms that were just killer
Yeah.
for sure.
I think one of my favorites is that little 301. That's perfect for small rooms.
It's a great little setup. I mean, I don't want to be a Focal fanboy because I love a bunch of different audio products, but top to bottom, that company does it right. Everything they make.
Yeah, I'll be interested to really get to play and hear their new landscape stuff. I'm sure it's solid,
Including
just
the
like
back
everything
team.
else. I'm sure it's solid, just like everything else. But
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be interesting.
You guys all have the Focal headphones, and I don't have the Focal headphones. Every single
shame on
person
you.
in this group has the Bethies, and I don't have a pair. Are you kidding me?
Shame on you.
Dude, you got
Did
$10,000 worth of camera equipment you just bought. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Totally jealous.
And you live on a badass house in Colorado.
It's not easy. I've worked for
Yeah,
it.
I know you busted your ass. But let me
Live in
just
the
say,
middle of a ski resort.
Yeah,
I know you bust your ass, dude. We all work hard, except Shane.
definitely grateful.
I think our Man Cave
But
Makeover
listen.
winner is in the chat.
Shane's
Is
like,
he?
"Well,
Is he?
quick,
Yeah.
About
Oh,
Who was it? Derry Berry?
Darren Berry. Yep, that's our winner right
Darren
there.
Berry.
Darren,
Don't
how's
go
the
back
run
and listen
coming
to the
along?
beginning of the
Aaron
show.
Berry.
Again.
Uh-oh. Welcome.
Welcome, buddy. Make sure you subscribe. You can't comment if you're not
Favorite
subscribed to
flavor
my
of Hot
channel.
Pocket.
You can't.
You
Yeah,
get
I'm,
roasted too.
Dare,
glad
how
to
dare
be
you?
in there. We are like right
If you
on
go more of the
home
free
stretch
shit,
with
you
this
can get
thing.
roasted.
Yeah, make sure. We're gonna have to roast that after you post that video,
Yeah,
Zach.
for sure.
Oh, you're gonna have to. Good luck. I put my heart and soul into this one. It's like
Neat.
it's killer.
Make sure it's unroastable.
You put your heart and vendors into that one.
True.
Come on. You're the 800-pound gorilla. It's okay. I love
Hold
you.
on. Hold on. We got one more.
something
We got one
new.
more to roast here. We got one more to roast here. Let me refresh this.
Newts, I wish I was a neighbor with Chana. They've been getting slammed up there in Mammoth. I mean, gosh, I've been.
Snow eyes.
What, with weather?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm a powder chaser, and here in Colorado, compared
Me
to
too.
California, I mean, they're getting just. I get a report in the morning that shows like 2 inches of fresh snow, and Mammoth sends me the report, and it's like, we just got 5 feet. I'm like, what?
Jeez.
It's absurd.
It's like an alien planet to where we live in Florida because we're like, damn, I just wish it'd get down to 60. You know?
Yeah.
We pray
Snow
for Florida.
sucks.
Oh, I
Fucking
know
despise
about
snow.
that. I spent 10 years in Texas.
Oh, yeah, you know. Then you
I
know.
know
Was that
about
heat?
heat.
Having heat?
All the
I
time.
think I'd rather deal with
Oh,
heat than snow.
It just
no,
never stops.
Always, dude.
No.
Always. hot.
Texas, it's either hot or like this humidity, this really cold humidity, and then their grid is rough because they don't have the infrastructure built. It's privately owned.
Yeah, they got
don't-
their own infrastructure separated from the rest of the United States.
and
Like,
it's
their roads
not
suck,
set
too.
up for any weather. So they get just a little bit of weather, and the whole state shuts down. And they lose electricity. People like froze to death last year.
That's crazy.
In Texas?
Yeah.
I love it.
Shit,
wish
I
was
was
living
in
there.
I was in Texas at a big shooting thing in November, and it was super cold. I couldn't believe how cold it was.
Hold on. We got one more. We got one more here.
There he is.
Oh,
Wow.
There we go. There we go. Somebody's trying to show off right now. Fucking
That-
showing off, suck.
That's pretty
What's
cool.
in
All right,
between
let's
the
see
left
what-
and right?
One of those
those
JTRs.
those are fans.
Those
So
are
he's
fans?
like he has
the
it
humidifiers
coded to
he's
like
got.
no, he's got it. They're fans. So
Oh, for the movie when the
Oh, those are
yeah,
fans.
so he's
Yeah,
got it
that's
coded to where like if the car's
that's
taking
cool.
off racing,
Yeah.
the
I know,
windows start to
yeah, I know
blow.
who that is.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that what that is for real?
Super dope.
Yeah.
Fucking showing off here, buddy. Let me see. I've never seen those before.
Well, that's
What are those
wicked.
called?
Where does it pull the
It's some-
information for
something
that?
he came up with the
I think
buddy.
I was gonna say he
thought that was
coded it himself.
Super cool.
Oh, really? God,
Like
that's a lot of fucking
smell
time
vision.
spent. What is this thing here? What is
Smell-o-vision. Yeah, where's the
Where's the deal?
Yeah, what is that, dual
scent
center?
infusers?
What is it?
Is the plumbing any good there?
Is that plumbing shit? Is that what you said?
No, I'm kidding.
No way.
He knows what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well, that's badass. I guess these are his wide channels. These GTR horns. He's got the height speakers here. It looks like room treatment there.
Yeah, I think that
I like
room
it.
is
It's black.
140 dBs or some crazy shit.
145 dBs. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what are we gonna roast here? Is that the really
Yeah,
to
we're
say?
not roasting anything
See
here.
if we can do anything with the next picture.
All I can say is if you have JTR RTJ subs, you'll throw rocks at other subs. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, you trying to show off now, boy. You showing off here. Okay. All right. I dig it. Okay. There's nothing really to say. I like it.
Huh? What?
Is that a real photo? Did you Photoshop that in there?
No,
That shit looks Photoshopped.
no, it's bad.
That's not even real, is it? You
He's
Photoshopped
put
that
a
thing.
lot of work into that system. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I dig it. How big is this room?
I don't know,
It must be fairly big.
Like 20 or 25 wide, maybe 25 deep, 30 deep, maybe.
Is that too small for the speakers? It seems like it might be. I mean, okay. This is going to be a short roast. It's not even a roast.
I was like, I don't know, man.
Goodness, what's going on here? Good Lord.
Good Lord. Okay.
I mean, maybe these guys are going to get their ears blasted out by these surround speakers. That's it, maybe?
You need
Otherwise, I
some
dig it.
ceiling height in there, bub.
And he's running all of it
Yes.
with a Pioneer receiver. It's crazy. And it still rocks.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I was
Pioneer's
like,
doing all
no
this.
way. You probably got
What?
those cherry amps.
The cherry. Yeah, what a tragedy, man. Fuck.
Cherry. I
It
like
sucks
it.
when you get up how
Yeah.
low that projector is. You're gonna be blocking the image. No popcorn. For
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh,
It does look a bit.
Zach.
Well, the back.
I'm just looking for one thing.
He's like, sit the fuck down.
Zach's the only one with hair. It would be casting a shadow if he was sitting down in the
He
sand.
would. Like Beavis.
Come on, Don. You got something to say?
Dude,
Yeah,
at the
Don
Badass
has-
Theater. What I got to say on that?
That's
It's
a
a
Same.
Pro
right
Stallers.
there.
Seen something I'm
Same,
not seeing.
Chris. Yeah, Tenet is a loud ass movie.
This guy is a cool. He's besides being super cool. I'm not saying his name.
Yeah.
But I know his name.
Who?
I'm not, shut up, fucker. I'm just saying he has put so much effort and work and very inventive on what he's done. I mean, it's a killer setup.
Yeah.
It really
dig
is. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm
Are there
pretty
more
sure
pictures?
I can say it. Yeah, it's
Surprised he
bad.
doesn't
I
have
think
more
that's it.
lighting than just the overheads.
Well, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I guess he doesn't want to get like RGB
Keep
and
it
shit
simple.
in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it simple. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's cool. I like it. Shit, I would totally
Yeah, That's a crazy.
have something
theater.
just like this for sure. I mean, I think these chairs are ugly as fuck, but
Hey,
get some better looking
Same
chairs.
Jeff Permian.
These chairs? These chairs don't even match. Are these different? Yeah. The back row and the front row, they're totally different. Oh, come on. The
I bet
symmetry
you
is
they're
all
like
off now.
massage
Salk.
chairs or something like that.
You fucked up the whole room. These chairs are different. That's it. You're throwing off the whole thing. They're totally
There's
different.
a
No
weight
cup
limit.
holders for the
Goodness,
front
man.
row.
There is a weight limit on the one he really wanted.
No, the front row is D-box. That's why they're different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
They're
that's why you don't
not
need
believe-
When are
holders,
your
'cause-
D-box?
Every
seats
gimmick
going
you
up,
can put in the
Kellen?
room, he's got in there.
They said the D-box chairs were supposed to be shipping out today, and I did not receive any emails on that. So
You're getting D-Box, Kellen?
So
Hell if I know. Maybe
listen,
one day.
when you're doing a real, when we do real theaters, we call them home
Yeah.
cinemas, right?
Yeah.
You have to have speakers that have the
Yeah.
dynamic output capability above what
Yeah.
anything Focal or Paradigm or any
Yep.
of these companies make. You need to have something that has the dynamic, something that will play comfortably at a sustained level of 120 dBs or higher. Not that you're always doing that. If you got a Porsche, you're not always going 200 miles an hour, but 0 to 60 is a hell of a lot of fun, and that's the same kind of deal. You really, if you're doing a large scale cinema, having that dynamic, because you can only get so much volume from a 1-inch tweeter. I don't care how good it is. It's going to compress when you get 110, 112, 115 dBs. That's why your old THX speakers for years had an array of tweeters, or a lot of speakers have an array of tweeters to keep up with the volume output level. You just, if you put an audiophile type speaker with a 1-inch tweeter, you're only going to get about 110 dBs. You're going to max out. That's just the bottom line. Something like a Per Listen has a 3 tweeter array, or a large ribbon like I use with the RBH, or like a compression horn type setup. That's the only way you can get that kind of volume. It's the only thing you can keep up.
Would you have? I don't know what the distance is between the back row and this row, but maybe push these back seats a little forward, because I feel like why they're so close to the back speakers, like these guys.
He's friends with a lot of tall people.
I mean that would bother me. Like I feel
Well,
like
why
maybe
would it though?
these.
Listen, it's always a compromise, Shane. If you do theaters with multi rows of seating and you think you're going to dial in your rear seats to sound like the front seats, you're just wrong. It's never possible. You can
Well, I just
mitigate that.
wouldn't put back seats in there. I'll just get rid of the back seats
Well,
and get. I feel like
yeah,
that shouldn't probably
but
be
this guy
there.
actually
These
has
back speakers.
friends. If you have friends, then you want to do that. If you live in your hole, my precious.
Hey, listen, we're we're roasting some shit here. I'm trying to come up with some stuff, all right?
Got him. Right? He actually leaves his house and goes to work. So
Have another glass of wine, buddy.
switch to bourbon, bitch. You're in trouble.
Oh gosh.
You're
All
the
right, I mean, listen, that I'm just thinking of stuff here. That's what I would do. I mean, I feel like that seems like it might be a little bit off, having the seats
I
there
tell him,
and the back channels there.
what projector did you see? Or, no,
It's a
I'm sure it's an Z9, right? It's gotta be an Z9.
4100.
Yeah. Other than that, so from the ugly seats,
those aren't
just
ugly.
the back row.
Pretty good.
I think those are ugly.
What do you have?
Unless how tall is this guy, anyways?
7'3".
He's a big
fuck,
dude.
all right,
He's
never
a big
mind.
boy. He's a big boy.
Okay, so you're a big
He's
dude.
been right. No, listen, he's not a fat guy. He's just a big dude.
I always think like if you're gonna do like a high end theater like this, get some seats with some low backs, so they're not covering your ears. I feel like these are covering your ears. You're not gonna hear your back speakers that good. That's another thing I would do.
He's a big dude.
I'm a firm believer in low back seats.
Yeah, the D-Box that I have coming is like it's like a hybrid lounger that has like a mid back seat that also can raise up to be a full when it reclines.
Yeah.
It has like a built-in lounge. It has like a built-in chase. And then they're extra wide, so they're like 50 inches wide. So you could like me and my wife could probably sit side by side in those things.
Hey,
Pretty
I don't hear
crazy.
about your sexual shit, dude. This is a family-friendly show.
Imagine though, them
This
seats
is
that
an
moving.
OnlyFans.
No, just kidding. Yeah, subscribe.
I didn't know Pornhub was encoded for D-Box.
It should be. Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
It's a different kind of D-Box we're talking about here. We're talking about the chairs.
So I was one of the first adopters of D-Box in 2000 or 2001 when it first came out. You had to build a platform with 4 motorized actuators on each corner to do it. They didn't have individual seating and stuff, so they've come a long way.
What is the for you guys there? What is the purpose of having the mini stage?
Well, it's just cool.
Aside from
It's
looks,
cool. Dude, the room looks badass, dude. It's hard to really find
it
something.
does. It's a badass room. Yeah, I'm just saying. What's the purpose of having a stage though?
I mean, I know.
Is he gonna get up there and like
Because you're prejudiced
announce
against
the
this.
show times or something? What's that?
Nothing.
I'm just saying. Like I noticed a lot of people have stages. Like why would you have a stage?
Because it's cool. I mean, I think it looks awesome. I think
I think it looks awesome too.
Metrically, it adds
I'm
to
just
the
saying.
room.
Does it
It adds
serve
to
a
the
purpose?
room. It's super cool. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's just more of a decorative element than anything.
Yeah, I love the dimension of
Yeah,
how
it's
everything was built out in this room.
it's intimate, but it's big enough to put 6 people in, or with a couple bean bags, even more. And it's probably like a ride at Disney World, dude, or more. That's crazy cool. So
Hmm.
I
dig
can't
it.
believe you haven't gotten more submissions.
I mean, I got some more submissions, but I don't want to be here all day. We gotta space it out, man. I gotta space it out. Come
I
on,
think
man.
Snoots was going to enter
Come on.
his home theater. Is that what he said on there?
Oh, Snoots.
Snoots dog, the hizzle and the dizzle, admit your theater.
All right, well, come on, man.
It's
So you get the
17 by 34. That's a
Wow.
deep room.
That's a long room. Why does it look so not long? Shit.
I think he's got a ton of
Them
absorption
big
in the
ass
back,
chairs.
like 4 foot or 5 foot of absorption in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those big ass ugly chairs you get rid of. It's
Shane's
taking
never
up a lot of
heard.
space.
Shane's never heard the JTR speakers. He's just sour.
I didn't even say anything about JTR once.
No,
Not singing
sour. I know you're sour.
about what?
Wi-
About what?
William's bringing it up. People know you.
What are you talking about? I said he's got an awesome room. That's a great room. Great looking room. I have no
So
problems
he's got
owning that room.
7.5 feet behind the screen. Wow.
Damn. All right, there you go. Big ass fucking speakers then.
There,
Shit.
Mitch Coffin.
Where's your gear? I want to see the gear rack. Is there a gear rack photo in here somewhere? Did I miss that?
The Pioneer receiver.
Just all right, you got the Pioneer. Nothing wrong with Pioneer.
No, I mean it's
Ain't never wrong with Pioneer.
yeah. Well, really,
I didn't know they were still in business.
they still make it's Onkyo with a different faceplate.
Huh.
It's the same
No.
shit. Yeah, yeah.
Until
We used to
recently.
sell Onkyo, and we didn't have a whole lot of issues with them. Then they
Well,
kind of like dropped off the map.
I just
We
got
sold
sour
Integra
with
for
them.
a little bit.
Onkyo and Integra had a ton of HDMI issues
HDMI.
years ago, and they just didn't own up to it. And as an integrator, we have to put stuff in that works and is solid, and I just washed my hands of them after that. I mean, but my first really nice receiver way back in the day was an Onkyo, so kind of pains me.
After we used them for a good couple years, like the 676. I can't remember the models anymore. Like 676, and then it was 686, and or like
6.4 or something weird.
and then they like had manufacturing problems. I thought they went out of business, and then all of a sudden, like the last couple years, I've seen the Integras and the Onkyos coming back, but I don't know
Dude,
much about them.
Stick with Denon, Marantz, or Yamaha. You can't go wrong.
Denon Marantz have been solid. Customers are happy.
They're
They
Yamaha,
don't
dude.
fail.
What did you think about the sound quality on the AV processor amp
I
combo?
didn't even get to set it up. I sent it out to you. I did an
Not to me.
unboxing just to introduce it, that we had it in
You mean
stock.
China? You mean China D?
The AV10,
Yeah.
that's sitting right here.
Yeah. What
I
do you
got
think
a
about the
second
sound?
one. I haven't
did-
gone
did you
through
hook up the amp
setup
yet? Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay.
So I did a video just, letting people know that we have it on, again, I'm trying to do all this fancy camera equipment. So it's like the simplest thing takes a whole day. Like today, I just tried to pull out the Cinema 50 and put in the 40, but Now,
Yeah. I listen.
nothing's in there.
Took you all day to hook up a
I got
receiver?
Took me all
I've got
day
all that
to mess
camera
with the
stuff too.
Camera equipment is what it takes all day to do.
But Shane, you sent me that. Somebody
Yeah.
sent you Zach knows more about installing all those guys put together. I was like,
Yeah.
right
Oh,
on.
wow.
So I left that comment on the on your roast
You
video.
hooked up a ton of shit, Zach. A ton of stuff.
I mean, I've done a lot of install. Like, as far as like retros and stuff, I mean, who's this? Who are we talking about here? Like, are we talking?
One of his.
Who are we
one of
comparing me
his
to?
people. One of Shane's people.
To Don and Matt.
Yeah.
They were like
Yeah,
they were
right.
like Zach knows way more than Don and Matt together or something like that. I was like, damn.
No.
It's like,
It
goddamn.
might.
I mean,
There's a
possible.
lot
Sure.
of it. Zach, you know, there's no substitute for experience, and you learn a lot of little idiosyncrasies and things when you hook up tons and tons and tons.
Yeah.
Look, the
You're
majority of
doing it 100 hours a week.
yeah,
Which,
dude.
like Kellen said, you were doing this and we were in diapers, so
Well,
I don't even
but-
want to put myself on
No,
that
but
level.
no, listen, but you know, the majority of stuff we do are a screen, a projector, you know, mid-level equipment. But listen, people are thrilled with what they get. Who gives a shit, right? How many people? how
That
many
should
smi-
be
how many
a
smiles-
podcast right there.
It should.
is-
How many smiles on people's faces have you? I've seen your
Yeah.
video that you put on.
Yeah.
Dude, if you got no theater or Sonos or some garbage shit like that, and you get some towers or bookshelves or flush mounts or combination of whatever, and a couple subs and a projector, dude, that's killer. I'm super happy for you if you do that, because you're stepping into a world. You know, we live in this kind of world of tweaking and, you know, on the high end, but most people can't afford that, dude. Most people can't.
Well, and
And
maybe
I love
that's
it.
what
I
that
applaud what you
person
do.
meant whenever they made that comment. Is just they've seen over the last.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
I've been doing installs for 11 years, and
Yep,
I mean the
bunch of 'em.
YouTube channel just started, you know, like 5 years ago, and they've probably seen 1,000 install videos. So yes, I've done a lot of different
Oh.
variants, but you guys have done some just
hundreds.
stupid high end stuff where
Yeah.
we're just starting to get to
But
that.
it's, dude, it's after decades and decades of doing it, and they're few and far between. But when they come, you just got to have the budget. You know as well as I do, it's all about what you can do with the budget,
Yeah.
right? To do that. But so I started watching your videos, and just your enthusiasm and energy. I mean, I got no skin in the game with you guys. I'm not in your payroll. You're not giving me shit. The enthusiasm and the fun part of it really kind of got me hooked. I mean that sincerely. It was
Appreciate
fun.
that, man.
Yeah, and then you're like, what's up, YouTube? You know, man, I love that.
Kellen's been telling me I got to dial it down for like
Oh,
the
fuck
past
that,
5
dude. You
years
gotta
he's
go
been
full
here with the
tilt
company. He's
fucking
like, Zach,
You're dialed down
take
here.
it down. I'm like, but
No,
we're excited, right? We
do I
like what
dial
we're
it
doing.
down? You know, I don't dial shit down.
I always mean just being and just over the time that I've known Zach, it is genuine. Like
Oh, I
at
know it
first
is.
I was like, man, he's just
Good.
like overly excited on camera. I was like, no,
You're
like,
not
he
telling
talks-
anybody that they're doing their
It's-
shit wrong.
That's
or that
how
you're-
excited he is
Or you're
all the
changing
time.
home theater because all the pros are doing it wrong, or you're not, dude. You're just like enthusiastic about bringing the joy of this fucking hobby to
Dude.
people. I love that shit. That's what
Man.
That's what drives me in my business.
I tell our customers we are just big kids playing with toys. Like how if
yeah.
you're miserable and you're in the AV world, like your mental state is wrong because we're playing with toys. These are not a necessity. I tell customers, they'll be like, back when I did sales, Don, you'll love this. They say, what do you not? What can I get rid of? Like, Zach, tell me.
What do you need?
What
do
do
I actually
what do I
need?
really need? And I'll tell them, I'm like, man, you don't need any of this. Nothing on this proposal do you need.
Right.
Like
But
these are toys.
This is a luxury.
Yeah.
No, it's a luxury. So, dude, I love it so much. I could have made so much money in the porn industry, but I went and stayed with AV.
Who you?
Oh God, dude! I'm telling you, dude, like a fucking log. Just saying. I'm kidding. No, but listen, Zach, and
Fluffer.
you know this. What is the most incredible
Scoochie
part
fluffer.
of our job? It's when you fire up that theater
And
for
you
the
see
first
that
time
their
with the lights
face.
down and look at your client. They're like, oh, hell yeah. Right? I mean, dude,
Or
that's
they've got
the
a little
joy.
kiddo sitting in
Yeah.
there, and the kiddo's looking at the parents
Oh,
like,
dude.
"Oh, this is awesome!"
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah,
what it's
Like
all
all these
about,
theaters
man.
we roasted, we're just kidding, dude. You guys all got cool systems. I'm sure you enjoy the shit out of it. It's the experience. It's the fun part of this. It think about what we do. We build cinemas, little mini cinemas for people. And did you ever think when you were a kid growing up you would have that in your house? I still pinch myself and try to think about that, you know? And it's really cool. I try not to get too caught up in the.
Yeah, same. I told Kellen I don't know if I should be saying this on these manufacturer meetings, but like I keep going back to the fact that like when I first started out doing this, it was crazy for somebody to come to us with a $10,000 to $20,000 budget. I was like, holy cow, people spend this much money on home
Oh, dude,
theaters?
it's crazy. I
And
mean,
then these days, now it's like $200,000 to $300,000 budget.
so
What?
let me explain something to you. I've done some massive theaters. Of course, you're under NDA and you can't talk about a lot of them, but I'm doing a massive theater right now with a 64 channel Trinov and that many channels of amplification in a rack and this and that. It's so much more fun to do a $30,000 theater for a guy that works hard. He's got two kids, his wife, he's got an extra room that he can do. That guy gets more joy out of it than most really, really rich people. And that's just the truth. I mean, it's cool to
Yep.
do them. It's stressful. And as you guys
I was gonna
know
say
and are going to
that
know
brings
real
on a
soon,
whole different level of
when you
stress,
got
I'm sure.
interior designers and electricians and architects and builders and clients, and you're trying to coordinate everybody, and there's all these compromises and things that you're doing, and you're pulling your hair out because this product's going to arrive, and how are we going to engineer this and do that, and the CAD drawings off for this and that. It's way more fun to do the mid-level stuff, dude. It really is. So
Yeah, well, it's nice because you can get it done quickly and see that look on their face
Yeah,
quickly. Yeah,
I agree.
gives you that instant gratification. These long projects do take forever. Even just, I mean, not that we're doing anything remotely close to what I know you're talking about, but
Right.
I mean these big ones for us.
Well, they're
that
cool to
Kellen's
do sometimes because it's like your opus. Like you're like, look what we can do. You know what I mean? Then people go, I can't afford you. No, 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 no. We do a lot of smaller stuff, but you learn a lot of lessons that you can apply of different brands and different equipment. Like every manufacturer has their sweet spot. You know what I mean? Like, this sub works great with this speaker and this and that. And you've done it in 3 or 4 rooms and it works really, really good. Because if you're concerned about the end result, not the gear, then you're winning. If you're just hyper focused on the gear, you're doing it wrong. Because it's the room, it's the seating position, the color of the walls. Like we were just talking about some of these theaters, it's the synergy of the whole room that really
yeah.
makes it great. I mean, it
I
really
mean,
is.
even just the color scheme, like the
Totally
guy's
changes
orange.
everything.
Yeah, it changed the whole vibe of the room.
Changes everything. If you got, eggshell white on your wall in your theater, but if you paint it like a
William,
lighter gray or darker gray and do this and that and change, I mean, the little things like that, acoustical treatments,
I was gonna
are
say acoustic
everything.
panels.
Everything.
Yes.
It is the difference between okay and great. I don't care if you got Dirac or Trinov or Odyssey or whatever that bullshit you got. It helps, but you have to mechanically treat a room. And
I'll tell you what.
again, I said it last time. A guy that was one of the greatest home theater guys in history, has been in every magazine stuff. He says that you need whatever size of your room. When you sit down, you need those walls to disappear, and you need to be on the deck of a pirate ship and hear the wind and the sails, or in a star cruiser on an epic space battle, or have birds and nature in the background very quietly when it's a quiet passage and your air conditioner's gone. You know what I mean? It's a synergy of the room.
Yeah.
You put 100 grand worth of shit in a room, an air conditioner comes on, and it sounds like a truck rolling through it. It's the little details that you learn over time, and that's what people pay you for.
That's true. Yep. Every
No,
project is a learning experience.
yeah, I dig what you guys do. I just upset that Kellen's built this beautiful theater in his house, and I complimented the shit out of him, and now he's ripping it all out and doing something.
I know.
He just got it done, and
I
it's beautiful,
know.
beautiful.
What's funny is we were doing an article for residential systems for Screen Innovations, and
really?
I
Okay.
said, "Hey, Kellen, send me over some pictures of your room." He's like, "Oh, it's all torn up now." I'm like, "God, man, we didn't get long enough with that
Fucking
thing."
ADHD, dude. I mean, stick with it, enjoy it, use it, live it.
Well,
learn it.
and that's what's killing me here is like we actually like for the first time in years sat down as a family up here. My kid drug out. I should probably post it in a YouTube video or like a TikTok or something, but the whole room just like a bomb went off, like toys everywhere, and he was just having a heyday. We watched Disney movies all day. It was
Dude,
what having a home theater is all about. And now I'm ripping it out to put the next
so
unit in.
we
I'm
do
like,
like bean bags and bean bags in theaters so people can lounge and hang out. We do a lot of connections for like Xboxes and PlayStations, and we try to build a room that's livable, because if it's too formal, people just don't use it. Remember back back when I was a boy, no, back in the day, we used to have like First Impressions and all these companies that would come in and they sold a whole package, and it was like wood trim and bullshit acoustic treatments that did nothing, but and the theaters were real formal, like you were going, you need to put on a tuxedo and shit, you know what I mean, and have dinner
yeah.
with your wife and come there. I like a room that's comfortable, like that room behind you. I dig that room, dude. That room's cool. I would hang out in there all the time.
It's a
You
cool
got to think about
space.
that. You got to think about that. How enjoyable is the space for your clients, and that's what matters. I don't mean to go on a rant here.
No, you're right, man. And we get critiqued like crazy when we
Oh, dude,
post these videos on our YouTube video. And I'm like, look, I had to compromise with the wife or the designer and the,
bingo.
yeah, like
The builder of the home, because we couldn't pre-wire it, so we
But
were
the
stuck.
interior,
or
the interior
there's just
designer.
so many different aspects that we have to consider. And like you said, the most important thing is that they're happy. It's their home, not the people watching the video.
Being so as an integrator, one of the reasons I started working with Gene about 4.5 years ago or whatever is Control Ford gave him a bunch of gear to put in his house to test it, and they wanted to pick an integrator that was an audiophile, and they chose me and my company, and Gene and I hit it off and started talking about stuff. But he's the rarity, because most people, it's about the aesthetics. Most of our clients, and this represents the majority of people, are about the whole room. They want a big bold picture, huge, as big as they can get, and they want comfortable seats, good. You know what a big issue in a lot of theater rooms is? It's HVAC, temperature control. How loud is the air conditioner? I've been in tons of theaters with gear in it. They get hot. They're miserable. The seats are sticky. If you're sweating in it. I mean, that's you have to holistically look at the room. I don't care if you put Focal Sopras and Macintosh amps and all that. If the room's not comfortable and it's not aesthetically
Yeah,
pleasing,
you won't want to be in there.
nobody wants to. Exactly.
See, and that's one thing I like about this room. I was really hesitant to do anything in here because it's not at all ideal. But it's cool sitting in this room in the daytime, looking out the window, seeing the birds flying around, and also watching a movie. Like,
Seriously? Yeah, dude, it's rad.
yeah.
I love that space, and that I would call that a media room, is what I would call it.
I think I am gonna have to pull the snowboards down once I continue to
Oh,
upgrade
no.
it.
No,
Yeah, for
the
some
snowboards
acoustics.
with LED. That's dope, dude. I would, dude.
It's cool. Maybe
you
with
the
all
same.
this, maybe with the more advanced room correction software, like I am interested once Dirac releases for these new Marantz. I promised everybody I was going to make a video on it. So
Put some treatments up above the snowboards. Put some treatments in different areas, and something that looks really. Do something like artwork. Like you can get these.
there's
these
no wall
treatments.
space. I mean,
Well, there's space above between the snowboards and the window. You could do like some kind of rad, like long elongated deal. I mean, there's
Like panoramic photo looking.
get
thing.
with Matthew Pose, man. He is the Ayatollah of rock and roll on acoustics.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Or do some stretch
Or you know
fabric
what
on the
looks
ceiling,
looks
make
really
it
cool?
white.
Wood
Wouldn't
diffusers,
really notice
man.
it's
Or
there.
diffusers look really cool because they add like an element to the room. They add almost like a organic feel to it, if that makes sense. You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking
Kellen's
about?
doing that currently right now in the 2-channel room that we're setting up for our channel.
Don't hate me, but so
Why
seeing
would
how
we
the
hate?
slab
What's this?
panels
Why would we
fit
hate
up on
you?
the
Why would
Yeah.
we hate you?
Yeah.
well,
I
Yeah.
it's a bomb. I got my little helper's desk over there. I got
That's
freaking
actually a acoustically a
Oreos,
good room.
drill, all kinds of.
Mhm.
Acoustically, that's a good room. Not a lot of crazy parallel surfaces in it, and I don't know, man. Just everybody takes this shit way too serious.
Again,
Yeah.
they're just toys.
You know what I'd like to see you guys get into is having a really kick-ass 2-channel
Arcade
setup.
machine?
No, 2-channel setup.
Mhm.
No, you'll never play that. A good 2-channel setup. where
It's
you
it's
can-
happening.
Like where you can sit down. Well, I saw you had the Focal limited system. I
It's
saw
happening for Kellen
Oh, it's happening for
Concretes,
Kellen.
right?
with some things that I don't know if we should say.
He's gonna
on
have the baddest
this meeting
system in
yet.
Beaver Lake, Kentucky.
Not only that,
Kentucky's
but I
very-
mean, his theater is going to be freaking Meyer audio. I mean,
On-
God,
Is
it's
that a real
going to
place?
be like
Beaver
the
Lake?
craziest theater in the state.
There's a lot of money in Kentucky, man. Believe it or not.
Them horses, man. It's not racing them, it's breeding them. That's for
Jack,
sure.
Jack, do you know I'm from Kentucky?
Yeah, Kellen told me. That's
Yeah, cool.
ironic.
Yeah.
Appreciate the
All right, here we
comment,
go.
Ender. I'll stop screaming
Yes.
at the microphone. Kellen tells me to keep it down.
So Kellen and I just got some really aesthetically pleasing cables that are just really solid and sound. You're gonna get yours. I was gonna grab mine. It's a great company out of Germany, Via Blue, and dude, they're a great value. I know it sounds crazy to most people, but their flagship cables are like $4,000 a pair. A lot of companies are 15, 20, 30, 80, 60, 80. I mean, crazy money. So these things are cool.
Yeah,
If
he sent me a
anything-
Want to
picture.
do like a live
don't hurt.
unboxing? I have like a ton of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
she
so
sent us
look.
I got like 6
Whoa.
boxes or some shit. They sent us.
So
What is this?
Via
Via
Blue. This
It's a great
is
company.
terminated speaker cables. There's two of them in here.
And listen, and Gene's done a
Wow.
ton of research and talks about this. Here's my deal. Good cables don't hurt. Really good cable. I've heard things make the sound different, but really good cables don't hurt. If you're gonna do a badass set of towers, you want zip wire running to them, or you want some really thick,
Mhm.
A little magnetic.
yeah,
Fucking got snakes in there.
Yeah,
They
no,
call them the
definitely.
python. They call them the python.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Python.
Not
jacket.
Kellen's arms, but
Yeah. They're not light.
Whoa.
Dang.
I need a pair of those.
yeah, we both
I need some of those.
Termination.
Dude, hey, are those
Goodness.
Yeah,
Legit right
and
there.
listen, the technology and the what
gauge is
they're
that?
hand built and the technology behind
30.
them sound. They're good. They're good cables. They really are good cables.
No, that's,
And they're
that's
not
like,
crazy
That's like fucking. What's that?
Oh,
4
no,
gauge?
it's not quite thick enough.
That's what she said.
That's thick.
That's
With
wild.
3 C's.
That's crazier than the Claris cables.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Claire's a lot more money,
that's what I was gonna say. It's
Are
like
these affordable?
dude. That's their
How much are
flagship
those?
cable, silver and
I think it's like
with-
$16.50 for these.
yeah. They're
That's
they're-
it?
No, each.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, each.
Each.
Like
Yeah,
the
they're
Claris, a little less than-
Each.
a little
They're under
less than
Yeah,
$40.
but still, in
yeah, but
comparison
dude, in
to
the
Claris,
realm of high end, that's
that's
in the
Yeah,
realm of high
Claris
end.
was like I want
But
to
if you're
say
selling a 26,000
$9K for a pair at like 6 foot each.
yeah,
It's
if
not.
you're-
That's
If you're
insane.
selling Sopras to somebody, you think they're gonna balk at that? You know what I mean? You're
no,
selling
that's affordable. That's reasonable,
Blue Light
especially with
Macintosh
the
amp.
yeah.
Here. We'll do a little sneak peek.
Oh, did you show them the spinner, Kellen? And they sent me a spinner.
Don, you said you got a pair of those?
I got a whole room
Subwoofer
full of shit.
cables.
I got power cables, interconnects, speaker cables,
Power
pucks,
cables.
spikes for speakers.
What is going on over there?
She hooked us
Here's
up.
their UFOs. Isolation
I got
pucks.
little screws, little connectors.
I'm gonna go get something to drink.
Zach's like, what? Look at him. We ran Zach off. You boys are Zacking?
The amount of hate that I get on my cables. Wait till fucking people see this little clip.
Well, dude, I'm just saying, it's all about present. Look, if you say aesthetics don't matter, you're full of shit.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Like,
Everybody-
there's no
Yeah.
way you can just have a $20,000 pair of speakers and then be like,
Zip
yeah,
it.
I'll just do whatever you guys
Even if
do.
it doesn't really make that big a deal difference.
It's $150. That's cool with me. It's like, well, it looks janky AF. Like, get something that's gonna match the look and of those speakers. Even if
Yeah.
arguably you don't think it makes a difference, like aesthetically, shoes don't really make a difference.
Well, listen, unless
But
it's
you're
with a
gonna wear
battery
some
in
nice
it.
shoes because the way they look.
If it's got a box or a battery or some bullshit claim. But these are everything that this company makes is just solid. The way they make their cables is just solid principle. I mean, solid
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah, and you
They're
gotta.
all
I
handmade
mean,
in Germany, and they're great.
What's their whole shtick? What is it supposed to sound like?
They just good.
Every cable company's got a little shtick.
I mean, they don't claim.
no,
that-
not really. They
Yeah,
they had the air.
the air inductor, the little tubes that go through.
Plastic tube.
Separate. Yeah, it's even Gene would admit that it's solid.
Gene
Market
ain't gonna admit it's
material.
solid for 16 grand.
No, they're not 16 grand for 6. Well, Gene's got, dude. I've got Kimber cables. I've got Nordost. I sold transparent. I've sold tributaries. They're all good cables, man. I mean, as long as it doesn't have some kind of gimmick, that if it's good, a really good, well-made cable. I mean, Gene wouldn't even have a problem with that. We've talked about that.
Yeah, Anka from Via Blue actually talked to Gene.
What he gets mad about is the people saying I hooked up this cable and my system just opened up and changed, and that's all bullshit. It just is. I mean, it is. But if you're doing a high-end set of speakers, why would you not want really good cables on it? Why?
It's the flex. I mean, let's be real.
It's totally the flex. But these Via Blue cables are engineered. I mean, there's no gimmicks or
Dude, they're solid. They're
dielectric
so solid.
or
Do you-
batteries you put in them, and they don't
Do
claim
you
that.
think? Do you think if I went to some extension cords that I have here, I chopped off the ends, I hooked those up to my speakers, and then I took the ones that Kellen have in his hands, and I hooked those up. Do you think you would hear a difference between the two?
I wouldn't, because I'm old. My hearing is a little.
Come on, man.
No, I'm
So
serious.
you think you said no?
Well,
So
I
you say
don't
no?
know. I've never done that, but probably not much of a difference.
What do you mean? You've been in the business for fucking older than
I know,
longer than I've
but-
been alive. How would you not have done that?
What? I never chopped up a power cord and made it a speaker wire.
You've
sold monster
definitely
cable years.
got some 16 gauge cable compared to something expensive, though.
No, dude. No.
No,
Well,
I found
you
out
think
about
I
it.
hooked 16 gauge wire up to really high end audio? Why would I do that?
Why wouldn't you have? Why wouldn't you have? I would have.
Why?
I mean, I have. Why wouldn't you have?
Why?
Just to
did
see
a
if the
test.
claims are true.
I
You've
did a
done it,
test
Zach?
that was
That
very
not
Okay.
one
dramatic.
fucking time did I say tonight that it's gonna totally change your system. What I'm saying is
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do you think you would hear a difference?
between a 16 gauge and a like a 10 gauge.
That Python he's got in his hands.
100%.
Okay. So Zach says yes. He would.
I've actually hooked up with the Focal Utopia LCRs, or maybe it was just the new
Diablos
LCRs
or the-
at my last house. I had a listening test for one of my customers that came over to the
Yep.
house, because we were going to do it in a cedar, and he wanted to hear it. And we had these crappy little Home Depot 16 gauge hooked up, and I couldn't do it. Like the guy was coming over and he was spending like a couple $100,000, and I'm like, we gotta get some decent wires on these. And I didn't replace it with anything crazy, but I just got some 12 gauge, some 12 2 Plenium wire sent over, and it was notable, 100%.
Even Gene will tell you, if you hooked up 16 versus 12 gauge or 10 gauge, there's going to be a difference for sure. But would you want to hook up a $25,000 pair of speakers, a $15,000 amp, and hook up 16 gauge wire? I mean, that's just silly.
Well, I don't think Gene ever says that in the video.
He never said it. Listen, Gene says if you think they make a difference and you like it, buy it. He's just saying he can't measure it. He can't, but he can measure a difference between 16 gauge wire and a 10 gauge wire. Absolutely. Absolutely. So these are just a really nice package set of wires.
But he never says one sounds better.
Excellent
than another
value,
one.
excellent presentation.
They don't claim
and Anka,
this company doesn't
lovely
do
lady.
that. Lovely lady. And they don't claim that their wires will transform your system.
I have yet, in all the years that I've known or that I've watched Gene, or read Gene's articles and videos, I've yet him to ever say this one particular cable sounds better than this one particular cable.
He never will.
Because of
and I'm not saying
X and Y or whatever.
I'm not saying that either. But I'm saying if you're buying a nice system, it sure looks a hell
I get
of a
that
lot
part, but that's not the question at hand here.
No, but you're
the fact that Zach says there's a
difference. Dumb shit that I've already articulated to you. These cables are built, sound, and what they do.
Well, I'm not asking about that. Everybody can tell there's a beautiful looking cables.
But if you just
that's not debatable.
If you bought 100 grand with audio and you just did a really good quality multi-strand 12 or 10 gauge,
we get that.
Probably
that's not the question, no. That's not the question, though. The question is, do you think you would hear a difference with some cheap 16 gauge cable versus something of higher quality like Kellen's got?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to hear.
But you
that's
didn't
all I wanted to know.
That.
Yes, I did.
No, but
100%. That's what I did. That's what I said.
What you do, and you're
how many glasses of wine did you drink tonight, Don?
No, don't, bitch. How many beers?
that's exactly what I just said.
You can't take alcohol. So how many have you done? You're gonna call me racist now. But how many? You're trying to push me in a corner, and I'm just telling you the truth.
Your face ain't red enough. You keep drinking some more glasses.
Ain't red at all.
Let's just say one thing that's been hard for me is that these audio shows, like once you get to a certain level, like with all of these super high-end cables, it's very difficult to tell a difference. But when you're talking super junk cable next to quality,
Zach's got it. Look, I feel strongly that Via Blue, this company, gets it above most any other company I've dealt with. My favorite cables so far are the Kimbers that Gene hooked me up with some Kimbers, and they're great. But these things just look really cool. Like I'm going to set up my 2-channel system and have it they're all beautiful and they're all laid out and nylon stitched. And I mean, it's just cool. And,
hey, Don.
And I know maybe,
What do you think about this brand? Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard of Metra?
I've heard of Metra.
Oh, yeah.
For years.
Yeah.
I just brought them on. I just brought them on because they're super affordable and they seem really nice.
I mean, you know what I think stupid? A $3,000 HDMI cable, right?
That's ridiculous. So that's what we try to do here.
$12,000 speaker wires. You know what I think stupid? The little stands that you put speaker cables on.
Well, those look cool though. Come on, man.
Using them to position your cable so they don't twist, right? But I mean, that shit's silly, dude. That's tweaky, audiophile, different realm that we live in. I enter that realm all the time, trust me, but I snicker at it. But this company in particular has really got my interest just because of the quality, the attitude. They're all hand built in Germany.
Their logo and branding is slick.
Yeah, the brand.
Presentation of the cables.
You get them in a box. You feel like you're buying something like the Batiste with the cake. Like you feel like you're getting something nice. It's a luxury product. And
You
you
can
know
choose
what?
the jacket,
Is a Ferrari
customize them.
faster than a new Vet? I don't know, but they're probably pretty close. But one's 400 grand and one's 130 grand. It's all subjective, dude.
So I'm hoping with this is like our vet, and Kellen's got the Ferrari over there, because
Well,
we've been selling a lot of, like, our distribution brands and stuff, and then we've had that crazy price jump to Tributaries and Claris. So I'm hoping this.
Tributary's a good product line. So what I concern myself with as an integrator is, how's the cable hold up? How flexible is it? Will it lock into an RCA or whatnot and stay locked in? Will an HDMI cable stay locked in? Is it durable? Is it flex? You know what I mean? Bless you, Dominic.
My goodness, man! I
mean,
couldn't find
that's
the
the stuff that
I
matters.
couldn't find the mute button on this new software. I was like, where is it?
Check this out, Don. This manufacturer on their fiber HDMI cables has these little connectors too, where you can like screw it in to really fasten it to avoid service calls.
Right. How many times have you experienced that, Zach?
It's
HDMI
so annoying.
cables are
You roll the truck out there and
all
the
the time.
HDMI is
So-
just hanging.
So there's a really strong case to be made for quality cables, and Gene would never argue with that. He really wouldn't. But getting really, really crazy, that's in the realm of being completely subjective. All these writers for some of these trade magazines that talk about, oh, this cable opened up my system, and they're all full of shit. Completely. They are. And they can't whoop me, so I'll say that. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't. I've listened, and I've did demos at multiple audio shows with $100,000 amps and $100,000.
You don't know how refreshing it is to hear that, Don, because I always feel so out of place when I'm sitting there at these shows, and
You can't hear the difference.
I'm trying so hard, and I'm just
Kellen,
like,
so earlier I talked about sizing
No.
your speaker to the room.
Nope.
Kellen,
It's not
how many audio systems did you hear at the audio show that had $100,000, $200,000 speakers
Oh, I think
that were massive?
honestly,
That you're like, that's
I
it.
think we could be in agreement to this. I mean, we both love the brand, but I think probably the worst showing of not the worst showing, but one of the worst examples was Focal. They had those huge maestros
Oh,
in a
well,
small
dude,
hotel room.
But that's all they had to work with. I mean,
But
they
that's
had
what I'm
to-
saying, though. Why
like-
not bring something a little smaller for that room?
Because, look, you may not have a big schlong to please a woman, but it sure is way more impressive to whip it out. I'm just saying. We had that conversation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It's like,
and dude, those Focal speakers in the right room are magic. Those Utopias.
Oh no joke. But
But
there was
what
not
what
enough.
choice did they have?
They
You
couldn't
know,
even. They couldn't do anything.
all the big rooms were filled with the ultra high end stuff that
Granite
nobody can
speakers.
afford, with guys in sport coats with pointy toed shoes. I mean, you know what my favorite sound of the show was: the Borison, the Perlison, and the Aratai. But I got the Aratais in my house. They don't sound nearly as good. Then I looked it up, and they had them on $80,000 worth of electronics. Amp, a $25,000 amp, $35,000 pre-pro, and a $25,000 streamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just saying.
let's see.
Monoprice.
cables
Monoprice does not make the best HDMI cables. AV Pro Edge does. Drops my. Well, I can't drop my mic.
AV Pro Edge. Why do you?
Yeah.
What for? What reason?
They're just.
Yeah, aren't they the company that makes the switchers that I keep getting ads for?
Yep. They're.
You like that company?
I love that company. I did the president of the company's personal house. Their fiber optic HDMI cables are second to none.
What
They're
makes them better
phenomenal.
than anybody else's?
Just the quality of the build and the sound technology in it. So the guy that started AV Pro Edge used to run Sencor, which used to make all the equipment to test video, like if you're an ISF certified person and whatnot. So now they have Meridio, which my dear friend Jason Dussel runs, and they do all the testing equipment for all the ISF certification and whatnot. They're a video centric company to the max. They own their own factory. A lot of this stuff is all a company starts and they go to China and buy a spec and have companies made for them and put a fancy label on it and say it's the greatest thing in the world. AV Pro Edge, the engineers are directly dialed into the factory, and they just make amazing video products, dude. And
What's a 30-foot fiber optic HDMI cable retail?
shit, I don't know, dude. 100 plus, 100 some dollars. I mean, $200, 300. I don't know. It's expensive, but it's
I mean,
Do you
really
think
the-
do you think I'm in good hands? I'm just starting to check out this Metra stuff or the V-Locks. Do you think that'll be a solid choice to
I'm
offer to our
sure.
customers?
I mean, you have to test it, but Metra's always made great cables. In
Yeah.
car audio, home audio, video. I mean, they've always been a solid company.
They look good, and I've heard good things about
Sponsored.
them in the
I
industry.
think
But there's
they're
just so many options out there. It's kind of hard to.
And we have to find somebody that will let us sell it somewhere.
So Gene and I are going to do a live stream probably next week, if possible, with one of the foremost experts on HDMI on the planet who actually test cables for various different companies. And we're going to
Linus Tech
debunk
Tips?
some, what?
Linus Tech Tips?
No. We're going to debunk a lot of different stuff on HDMI cables. So an HDMI cable, if it works, it works. It's a digital cable. But it's not so much that if you go peer to peer and it works, it's great. But in our world, in most people's world, you got to plug it in, bend it, run it up a wall, run it down, and then connect it and hope that connection stays solid. That's the difference, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Are these Pro AV ones? Like I was just checking out the long distance ones because that's where you run into issues, right? It's the long distance.
AV Pro Edge is the name of the company, and Bullet Train is their line of cables. You should check them out.
Yeah, I definitely am. On their longer fiber cables, are they powered on both ends?
Yeah,
Yeah. So, okay.
yeah, they're solid.
I thought I could have swore they
Not
had
the
a
one-
HDMI
right.
cable that was like $3,900.
You guys aren't going to try to sell via blue cables to everybody. You're going to wait till somebody's buying Cantas or Sopras or.
Are they brand new? I've never heard of them before.
No, they've been around for a long time. They're just a German company. There's you know what a great company is that most people don't know about? Dolly. Are you guys familiar with Dolly?
Yeah,
Right.
I reviewed
Danish audiophile loudspeaker industries. They dominate the European market with B&W, but hardly anybody hears about them in America. So there's a lot of products in Europe that are fantastic. We just haven't been exposed to because of the across the pond.
Question for you. Japanese brands are popular for AVRs. Why do we don't have as much speakers? I know Pioneer has some, but any thoughts on Japanese speakers?
What's Mon Audio? Are they?
They're Japanese Korean. Mon Audio.
All right. So you want to know the scoop? Japanese receivers are reliable. They work all the time. Most of the esoteric brands have issues. I don't give a shit what brand it is. They're not as solid as a Yamaha, Denon, and Marantz, blah, blah, blah. They may sound better, have better technology, blah, blah, blah. They're quirky, all of them. Period.
What Japanese ones you said?
No, I'm talking about the main Japanese brands are usually really solid. Now, Integra and Onkyo, I don't know so much anymore, but Denon, Marantz, and Yamaha, they rarely break. They rarely have issues. They work great. So somebody that works with Yamaha explained it to me this way. They're like, we make a product for $2,000 because we buy 50,000 chips from Sabre or whatever, and we do this and that. A high-end esoteric company might buy 500 chips. So their product has the cost 4 times as much because we buy in volume. We have assembly lines and testing, quality control. They might have 10 or 12 people in their company, or 15 people, say. A lot of these companies aren't near as big as you think they are. So they may have cool technology and they're esoteric and they have better sound and this and that. But as far as I'm going to own it for 10 or 12 years, Japanese receivers are where it's at, period. Wow, I shoot myself in the foot here.
So, but I think the question was like,
No, I'm with
why
you
do we
on
hear?
that.
Why aren't there more Japanese speakers?
I mean, a lot of what you buy in speakers. I mean, Onkyo's the largest manufacturer of speaker drivers in the world. Did you know that? At least they were for many, many, many years of drivers, speaker drivers.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Who's making all the electronics in the speakers? The crossovers, the
It's not their deal, dude. I mean, Yamaha's got a flagship set of speakers that'll hold their own with almost anything. Sony has a 10 or 12 or $20,000 set of flagship speakers that'll hold their own with almost anything. But that's just not their market. They don't push it. They don't promote it. I don't know why, but they don't.
Yeah, because we don't hear of any Japanese speakers at all.
You know what
Not that I could think
the
of.
studio monitor that dominated for decades was Yamaha in professional studios. They just dominated. You know, B&Ws in Abbey Road or PCMs here, or M&Ks here, pales in comparison to what Yamaha was in their monitors. Not anymore. I think Focal and some other companies, Cricks and different companies have really came on strong on that. But it's like the new Sony receivers. Everybody poo-poo Sony. When Sony wants to do audio right and they pull out the stops, they do it as good or better than anybody. These new Sony receivers are getting tons of accolades. I haven't had a chance to hear them yet, but a lot of people I know and trust really love them.
Oh, Gene's gonna come on. Let me email him really quick.
Cool. God, you guys are gonna.
Yeah, why don't you guys start this thing during like normal
I
hours?
know. That's what. Me too. 'Cause
This is Don's choice today.
Gene
Zach.
doesn't have a real job, and he's up till 4 a.m.
Yeah, like I'm
He's
normally in
got the
bed
work
by
jobs.
like 9 o'clock. I got a 2-year-old.
We'll do it. Don, we'll do it earlier next time, right, Don?
Don't blame it on me. I wanted to do it at 9.
What's up?
I just hear a lot of stuff spewing out of Don's mouth, so I figured I'd join you in.
Hold on.
Join in,
Hold
bitch.
on. Let me send you.
Send me the link and email because I don't have a StreamYard link.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you. It's a different link.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
Come on, dude. It's the same thing.
It's not
Yeah.
StreamYard, dude. When I
It's-
when I click it, it won't even engage the camera.
Gene, everybody hears you, bitch.
I'll send it to you right now. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
You know, guys, this is what I got to deal with all the time. Gene's got these the simplest technical
If
issues
he
all the
actually
time. He's
listen
calling
to
up.
me, he won't have an argument at all because I say the same shit he does.
I have tried so hard to like actually differentiate between cables, and unless it's like
Yeah.
a dramatic difference, I
I
can't.
mean, if you run cheap 16 gauge wire or 12 or 10 gauge, you'll hear a difference. But if you put $30,000 speaker cables, you're not. I mean, unless you're fucking Superman, you know. I need a bourbon to deal with Gene.
How do I find the link on this video? Oh, I emailed it to you. It's listen. We did it. I did it with me and another fella. I had him switch back and forth between cables. Granted, it was like a cheap monoprice cable and $6,000 AudioQuest cable, and then a Kimber cable. I think it came down to the thickness of the cable, the gauge of the cable, and I think the AudioQuest was the thicker gauge of the bunch because I think they had intertwined 2 cables per side, so it was a thicker cable than the other ones, and those ones seemed to sound a little bit bigger compared to the mono price one, which seemed a little bit more enclosed. People don't want to believe it, but I did try it. I heard the difference. Whether or not I would hear the difference between 2 12 gauge cables of different company brands, probably not. But the ones that I did try, I did hear a difference. And I think it's easy. I think it's easier to tell the difference between a lower gauge cable and a higher gauge cable. 100% for sure.
Yeah.
But whether or not you're going to hear a difference between 2 $16,000 cables of different brands,
That's
that's where it
yeah,
gets.
that's a tough one. That's probably like no, probably not.
Well, and that was the problem with like the Claris. You know, he sent me their Crimson and their Aqua, and I'm like, these things are both so nice. Like, how am I even supposed to tell a customer, like, you got to get the Crimsons? You know, they're
Hey,
better
Shane.
than the Aquas.
Yep.
Shane, do you think a Rolex tells better time than a really good Seiko?
Rolex is probably one of the worst for telling time.
Well, right.
Well, hold on, not one of the worst.
There's 10 watches I would take over a Rolex. However, everybody's level of prestige and is owning a Rolex because it's a status symbol, right?
A quartz will tell better. A quartz will tell better time than any Swiss-made watch.
If you're buying $25,000 speakers, what we're Kel and I are saying, this company Via Blue makes these beautiful cables that look like the ultra high-end cables for under like $3,400 a pair for their flagship, you know, and they look, the connectors are solid, the bananas are great, the interconnects, the power, it just looks badass. I mean, you know, look at Macintosh. They made an entire gigantic business over looking cool. There's multitudes of amps that are outperforming Macintosh. Let's just be real. But they're decent amps and they look cool. And it's like having a Harley Davidson. There's a multitude of motorcycles that'll outperform a Harley Davidson, but there's just something about owning a Harley. That's what we're saying. Interconnects, the power.
And you're part of the club.
Dude. And what we're saying is Via Blue is the first brand I found that makes really cool shit that looks super cool and it's relatively decently priced, you know? And that's their flagship.
Hold on, so
I'm hoping I can do.
How much are those cables?
Right, Zach? They're $1,600 for a certain length, and they look beautiful. I mean,
9. I think they're 3 meter.
And they probably don't for
1,400.
And they use this really basic, solid technology on it that even Gene would approve of. But I can't condone anybody buying them. I'm saying if you got a really expensive set of speakers and a nice rack and a badass turntable.
Who has a nice rack?
And all that. What's
What
that?
did I miss?
Well, send us your pics, Gene.
Gene, if you listen to what I'm saying, you'd agree with me.
I heard something about a nice rack.
Hey, Gene, how you doing?
Not too bad. How you guys doing?
Gene, we're talking about Z Blue. Is that what it's called? Z Blue?
Via Blue.
First of all,
I keep
Via Blue.
interjecting some brands that I'm interviewing too, so maybe you can give me a little insight.
Look, the way cables connect alone is worth a little bit more money. Like the way an RCA connects and the way you bend, if they're flexible or not and whatnot. I mean, I see value in good cables to a point. I think they're going to make a gigantic difference? Absolutely fucking not. But like you said, Shane, if you got a 16 gauge zip wire and a 10 gauge quality cable, the higher gauge is going to make it's going to be better. I mean, that's
higher gauge is worse. Actually, you want the lower gauge.
Oh, here we go.
Just in case you get some audiophile that's going to now put dental floor speaker wire because he thinks it's going to be better, which they do.
Well,
That's the
whole argument, like that, or how I was like trained whenever, the guys at Claris and Tributaries train me is like that.
Oh yeah, well they're going to
wire.
train you to sell their shit.
Well, I was just trying to be educated for my customers.
So
anyways,
Tributaries is an interesting company because I always thought they were pretty much a quality cable vendor based on science. Like for years, I thought their stuff was built better than Monster, and the stuff I measured was actually pretty good. But then they come up with the Claris line, and it's like, where are they going? They jumped off the shark, they got into the esoteric. I measured the Claris. I think they sent a set of the Claris to Florida Audio Expo for RBH. The speakers cost more money than 7-foot active speakers. The speaker cables.
The cables cost more.
The cables were like
retarded.
$70,000.
Retarded.
Well, and
so then I measured them.
We almost got kicked out of the Florida Audio Expo the first year because Gene was on the ground with these cable fucking stands ragging on them. And you know how much damage control I had to fucking do?
Oh yeah, you saved the day, Ron. Don, you were the one dancing with music.
I was dancing, but I wasn't dancing on the bitch. You fucking liar! You were down on the ground making fun.
I was.
And
anyway, so I went and I measured the Claris cable, and it was terrible. It had so much inductance, very low resistance. But I'm like, and I sent these measurements to Joe Profito, and he never responded. I go, you guys really messed this cable design up.
he
If you're
did.
going to do a high-end cable, at least make it measure better than cheap cable.
What was the one with the batteries
Wow.
that you did? That was
Audio
like one of the
Quest.
best. Dude,
Yeah,
Audio
that's
Quest,
Shane's
they're gonna
Shane's
send
spots.
hit- they're gonna
They should
send
change
fucking
the
Hitman.
name of this channel from Shane Lee to Audio Quest.
Fucking, they're gonna send Hitman to your door. Hey, will you
So
measure
I
these
gotta deal with when
Blues
he
for
comes
me?
on.
Will you measure these speaker cables for me?
Which ones?
So I met Kellen and I met a company at the audio show, a German company called Via Blue, that's making what I consider a high value, high end cable. They're beautifully made and they use really solid, they don't use batteries or boxes. They just make
Yeah.
really good cables. And they never claim to do that. And I want you to measure them and see
Yeah.
what you think about them. Because those Kimbers that you gave me are among my favorite cables of all time. Just those
Yeah.
fucking connectors alone are worth
I
the
love
price.
the connectors. Oh yeah,
Oh my
that's why I
God,
still
those are
use
the
them.
best.
Yeah.
You ever seen those connectors, guys? They're a banana plug and almost looks like a rabbit. No, I'm kidding. But they got a little thing, and when you plug it in, it locks it in and you screw it tight.
Yeah, they're WBT.
Sure.
Dude,
If
oh
you're
my
a
God.
reviewer,
I,
what?
this is the coolest thing, Don. You're gonna love this. This is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. It's not high end or anything, but look at these.
I know what those are with the little clamps
The
on them.
snaps.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, those-
Look at how easy this is for
Yeah,
your
they're-
average
they're-
consumer.
Yeah,
You know,
they're
of course.
super. Well, dude, they're
Look at
super
this.
great. I'm very
put the
familiar
wire
with
in
that
there,
product.
and just snap it in.
Very
It's so
familiar
easy.
with that product. Very
I wish
familiar.
they would make it not plastic, the housing,
Yeah,
but
I know.
they're cheap and they're fast. So for doing installs, I'm like, man, my guys around the country are gonna love that. What?
Not you.
Don, you gotta ignore that gentleman because he's my biggest troll on the channel.
Is he?
Oh, I can't see the comments. Hold it. This platform is weird, man. Why aren't you using StreamYard?
This is far better.
I don't
Gene,
think so.
Gene doesn't like
Once you get on the other side of the camera, it's far. Once you host it, it's
the
way
picture
better.
quality's not as good. I'll tell you that.
It's terrible. Yeah, I mean Zach
Not as
is
good.
frozen and Don's all blocky.
This
See
looks
on
good here.
my end,
What
I
are you
look
talking about?
super clear.
Yeah, it looks good over here.
It says low resolution preview. Okay.
Well,
so
switch to the high resolution preview. Come on, buddy.
It
There's no
says that
option.
on all of every window.
You know what this is? This is Shane not wanting to spend $10 a month.
This is the
So he
same
could-
price as
so he
StreamYard,
could
okay?
save his money
It's
for
the
his
same
game.
price.
Gene, lightning is gonna strike you.
Is it? I mean, who uses this program? Seriously.
This is the same price as StreamYard.
This sucks, dude.
Hey, Gene, while we got you on here, I'm trying to. Can I ask your opinion on cable since you are the master at these things?
Oh,
Um,
prepare yourself, okay? Prepare yourself, Zach.
Well, I want honesty.
Never meet your heroes.
Yeah, he doesn't want a Shane opinion. He wants an honest opinion.
Prepare yourself.
Gene would
Anyways,
promote Hitler if he gave him money.
so we've had a serious problem with, selling these like crazy high-end cables. Even the tributaries are pretty pricey, but the Claris, like nobody can
No.
afford them. So I'm trying to introduce something that isn't just like bulk wire and still is pretty affordable. So I have been recommended and right in the midst of checking out Metra's lineup, the V-Lock stuff. What do you think about that brand? This brand here.
I don't know the brand. And I'm trying to, I don't even see what you're showing
Well,
me.
Metra's been around forever. They make really, really cheap stuff. I mean, like car audio.
This is like their more premium version.
I
of
don't,
Metra.
doesn't Metra make like dashboard kits for car audio installation? I'm pretty sure they do.
What's got me is we're talking about like super affordable prices, and like this is a Claris Crimson, which is like stupid expensive, an XLR cable, and this is a Metra or V-Lox is the
You never
brand,
hear zero
V-Lox
difference.
XLR, and literally, I mean, come on, we're not.
So-
they're like
Zach,
identical.
I have to open my phone to see what you're seeing because this crappy program that Shane is using, I can't see anybody stream. So if you want to show me the cables again, I'd like to see them.
Yeah, it's a Velox. Velox is the brand. They make a full lineup, but like what I was checking out right now was the Audio XLR with the Flex cross-braided jacket.
Okay.
It looks pretty dang close to a Tributaries or Claris cable, and it's like very affordable to the average consumer. Somebody who I was looking for a solution for like these AV10 and AMP10 separates, because although that's a high-end system, it's not like Claris and Tributaries high-end. Like I wanted cables that were reasonably priced for interconnects.
Do they give specs on their stuff, or send me the link to the email it to me, the URL.
Yeah, I mean they just have like a rundown here. I don't know. It's like
That's
3
just all made in
conductors.
China, anyways, dude. The same
Yeah,
factory.
it is.
Yeah,
Might
it
even
really
be made
is.
at the same factory.
That's why we like Via Blue, because it's actually built in Germany. But most of that shit's just thrown together in China.
Shane with this freaking program.
This is awesome.
It works good for
It's
us.
awesome over here, this side.
Really? I have no live preview on mine. It's just loading.
What do you mean? Looks fine over here.
All right. Let me refresh.
Look crispy on a live stream on the actual YouTube. Yeah, she looks good. You look good.
Yep.
What's the question? Was there a question?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you look good.
Oh,
Don's camera looks a little blurry though. Oh no, there he goes. Dude, this is way better looking than StreamYard.
dude, I had 900 people on our stream today.
For what?
When I did the Martin Logan thing with Audio Device, we shared channels and we streamed it together. I can't believe how successful that was.
Well, you know what happens when you do it during the day instead of 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, true. You're right. I'm not used to doing it during the day.
That's cool. I didn't know you could merge channels for a live stream.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Should do that sometime.
It sums all the comments too, so we couldn't even come up with the comments. It was like crazy.
Wow.
Are you supposed to be answering a question, Gene? What's going on?
I don't see a question.
Oh, I thought we were waiting on you.
Oh, I was sending him over this cable. It should be in your inbox now.
Yeah, let me
Yeah, is
check.
there any
But
good
like, obviously, you wouldn't need this length for most situations. I'm just using it because I have to go between one side of the salamander cabinet over to the other. But like a 4 meter, good quality it looks good quality to me. XLR is $79 versus like $300, $400 per cable.
How many
You
feet
know?
for the $79?
That's a 13.1 foot cable.
Yeah, I mean that's about.
I mean, there's no spec on. I mean, it's XLR cables. You really have to be an idiot to make a bad XLR cable.
Okay.
We usually buy raw XLR wire and just
Yeah, exactly. You buy
connect our own
both.
ends, and we never
Yeah.
on higher end systems. A lot of them.
That's what Blue Jeans cable does. They just use Belden cable.
That blue jean cable is great.
Megami's another good brand you should consider if you're looking for a more premium line than generic. Megami's using recording studios. They're not based on snake oil. They're very reputable, built well.
Are they like this reasonable in cost?
They're very reasonable. Yeah. Let me.
Mogami Gold.
So Zach, most integrators make their own cables when we're out there in the field, if we can do it. Because when we're doing a rack, they're never the right size. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
You
know.
don't want a bunch of extra. So
Here, I'll put the link.
What are those? Every time I see a rack and it looks super neat, what cables are those? Are those Belton cables or
no, they're
is it?
usually made custom to it. We use like raw Belden cable or
Yeah.
something from Snap AV or just
that
ice
is
wire,
kind of-
whatever good cables and connectors are out there. Never had an issue.
Yeah,
I
you're
never
not gonna.
made XLR cables. Made a lot of analog cables.
XLRs are easy.
Yeah.
Should make a video on that. It'd be really helpful for people. I made a video on how to make your own sub cables, just because so many people's homes are pre-wired and they didn't know what to do with the RCA,
On RG,
the
use
RG6.
Yeah.
Yeah, RG6 with an RCA tip. That a lot of people like that video. So
You know what we do, Zach, when we run a distributed video drop, when we're pre-wiring a house, we run a shielded Cat 6 in case they do distributed video. We run 2 Cat 6As, and we run a coaxial. And coaxial is just for resale value. If they sold the house and grandma just wanted to have a cable box. But what we've used them for in the past is if somebody wants to add a sub to a room, we'll take one end of it and plug it to a subwoofer out, and then the other end will make an RCA, then plug it into a wireless transmitter and put it behind the TV and have that sub in the room, and that's always worked out really well.
I'm happy
Actually-
to hear that you're running Cat 6A on your projects, because this
Everything. That's all we
integrator
run.
the other day,
All we run.
he called me a con artist and
What?
that I was screwing the customer by overselling him.
Well,
By
he's an idiot because that's all we
that's
run.
what I told him. I'm like, are you
All we
crazy? This
run.
is like standard these days.
All
And
we
he was,
run.
I think he was just trying to make me look bad to the customer. But I was like, wow, man, that's pretty crazy. I mean, maybe if I was saying we got to put fiber throughout every drop, that'd be a little nuts. But
Well,
Cat
we do
6A,
that too. If the client's willing to pay for it, there's just not really a whole lot of use for fiber currently. I mean, there's HDMI extenders. Like AV Pro Edge makes them in at low
for like
ends.
super long runs.
Well, yeah. If we're doing a apartment complex and we got a TV out by a pool that's 300 yards or 400 yards, or we're connecting racks and buildings,
Yep.
we'll run, and we always run 2 fibers because it's fragile. And under 1,000 feet, you run a multi-mode fiber, and above that you run a single mode fiber. But we do that all the time. But that running fiber is just a future-proofing thing, and it's an expensive future-proofing thing. You're better off to run Smurf tube piping where you can pull whatever to it down the road. It's just not a thing.
Yeah, I was shocked whenever he like attacked me for putting in Cat 6A.
Well,
I was
that's
like,
'cause-
wow.
Look, most 80% of integrators shouldn't be in this business because they just don't know. Like, if any, there's still electricians running Cat 5, dude. I mean,
That's true. Not shielded, and then they're like, "Why is my balun flickering?"
well, and good speaker wire does make a difference. I don't mean any kind of fancy shit, but the quality of your coated speaker wire that's rated for in wall. You want something that's flexible but tough. There is a difference. How many strands it has in it, multi-strand. I mean, I think Gene would agree with that. We want to use good, like the Belden stuff and the wire that Blue Gene sent. That's good, solid quality wire.
You always want to use stranded cable for speaker unless you're
always.
doing bunches of small configured lits, solid core. But solid core and copper clad aluminum you should usually avoid, especially copper clad, because it adds a lot more resistance. So like if you get a 14 gauge copper clad aluminum, that's like 16 gauge copper. You might as well just run the better cable.
Yeah. So yes, good cables matter from that standpoint. What Gene's big thing is all these super mega high-end companies making all these crazy claims that we all agree we can't really hear a difference in.
Well, the claims are wrong too. It's not just we can't
Well,
hear
sure.
a difference.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but would there?
I don't like the bastardization of science. So I call that out. That's why I've been doing what I've been doing for the last 2 decades.
like
plus.
COVID come from nature?
No. Somebody was right about that.
Told you. Told you. But so the reason we brought up this Via Blue is because I'm going to let you test them and let you look at it. And I think you'll agree, hey, this is a pretty cool cable. Because, look, we've even talked about this, Gene, and you've talked about it to your blue in the face. If you're doing a high-end 2-channel system with big, fancy speakers, it looks cool. We call it audio jewelry.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if it doesn't hurt the system, why not?
Yep.
Well, that was a question for you, Kellen. Since you got them both on hand.
Well, Zach's got them both, but I always say
Zach.
for a receiver, get the receiver that has the features you're looking for and the one that you can afford. So is it worth to buy the 40 over the 50? Would probably need to know more on your actual system to know if it's truly worth it. But I mean, they both present a lot of the same, and I think Zach's going to be putting out a video on that soon. So
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
I was going to say there's some differences to justify the cost. Very small bump in power output, but mainly it's tuned by the Marantz Sound Masters, has the bigger transformer in it. What else am I missing?
More channel.
One thing that's kind of
More channels.
not a performance feature, but kind of cool about it is it has the backlit panel on the front. And if you're working in racks like me and Don and our guys, it has the interface on the front that allows you to navigate the menu system if you don't have a display, which is really important to me. But I mean, there's some features built into it that make it worth it, but they're both 9.4, so it depends on what you're doing.
I wish
Like
they all had
Helen-
touchscreens on the front, like NAD has.
NAD?
If you're in a rack and your rack's on the other side of the house and you're trying to do shit on it, that touchscreen is pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I think Marantz is just trying to keep it old school with that, porthole, and be cool if underneath the flap they started doing touchscreen. But very minimal differences between the two. I'm gonna put out a full bit video probably next week, so stay tuned to the channel. I'm gonna go over every little aspect, like the fact that it's a little bit taller, a little bit longer, and all the internals and all that good stuff.
Well, all right, guys. We're coming up on 3 hours.
You guys are
I was
crazy.
only supposed to keep I was supposed to keep this at like 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, but I don't know what happened. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us tonight. We're gonna end it here. We'll try to start a little bit earlier next time, maybe about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours earlier. But thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Dream Media and subscribe to Gene's channel as well if you want to.
Audioholics, yeah.
He doesn't have
Yeah,
to,
what
he
is it
doesn't
called?
have to
Audio?
because they already know the name.
What
He knows
is
that. He knows that.
Audio. Subscribe to Audio
Audio
Hooligans?
Quest?
What is it called?
Audio Quest?
And we'll see you guys again in the next video.